suicide. During a Tuesday court hearing, Epstein's lawyers told U.S. District Judge Richard Berman that they doubted Epstein committed suicide and that the pedophile's injuries were far more consistent with assault than hanging, according to one of the attorneys. The 66-year-old financier was arrested July 6 on charges of sex trafficking minors and pleaded not guilty. He was denied a request for pretrial release, after which he was found with injuries he says were inflicted by his cellmate, according to his attorneys. During Tuesday's hearing, 16 women testified that Epstein had sexually abused them. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Solar panels that catch fire are not desirable or eco-friendly. Activist Post says it's bizarrely coincidental that the combustible panels are being made by Elon Musk's company, which also sells flamethrowers. According to the Philadelphia Inquirer, Walmart is suing Tesla because of solar panels that caught fire at 7 of its stores. The lawsuit alleges that poorly trained installers who Tesla hired for Walmart were at fault, not the actual units. In 2018, Tesla's solar panels also caught fire at an Amazon warehouse. Amazon has no plans to install any more of them. More bad news on solar panels was reported in a July segment of Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson. Many solar panels are turning out to be an expensive disappointment and even toxic. Elon Musk's company has also been launching satellites into space to beam 5G millimeter waves at Earth. An online petition calling for the return of an incoming Harvard freshman who was denied entry into the United States has garnered thousands of signatures. Harvard College Act on a Dream, a student-run organization, launched the online petition Wednesday, demanding the safe entry of Ismail B. Ajawi. As of Friday morning, the petition has more than 5,000 signatures. Ajawi told the Harvard Crimson that he flew into Logan International Airport on August 23rd, only to spend hours in questioning. He said an officer searched his electronics and noted that he has friends on social media who have posted critical statements against the United States. His student visa was canceled, and he was deported. Harvard University spokesman Jason Newton confirmed that university officials were working with the student's family and authorities to resolve the issue. The petition calls upon Congress to act in support of Ajawi and for Harvard to continue working to secure his reentry. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
It's the Onion Radio News. JCPenney abandons its 45-second sale. This is Doyle Redland reporting. Word came today from JCPenney headquarters in Plano, Texas, that the retail giant will discontinue its 45-second sale. The bargain bonanza, in which all JCPenney merchandise is discounted by 60% for 45 seconds starting at 1 p.m. daily, simply wasn't pulling in enough revenue. CEO Alan Questrom.
The 45-second sale drew very strong customer response, but regrettably, only a handful of shoppers actually got to capitalize on our fantastic prices due to the horrific injuries they sustained during their stampede to the cashier.
Questrom added that plans are in the works to create a longer 2-minute sale intended to give frantic shoppers at least a fighting chance to enjoy incredible store-wide savings. Doyle Redland for the Onion Radio News, online at theonion.com.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live. It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up anything that you want. All you have to do is dial in to our toll-free number at 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm, so feel free to join us in one of those as well. Our Discord was a big part of the show last night. We had a bunch of vegans calling in.
Oh, really?
It actually went so well, we decided to extend the show into an after show, and so that's all available at freetalklive.com. I posted it.
I'm sorry
tonight.
I missed it, because I'd really like to talk to the vegans.
Well, it was great. We actually had our normal Friday night crew of me and Nobody and Chris Wade, and then we actually brought Matt, who's my roommate, in for the after show part, and he's a chef. He's got a long history of like two or three decades in the business of professionally making food for people. So it was interesting to have him come in and talk to the vegans, because he's not a fan of vegans. So it was actually turned out to be a really interesting discussion. If you missed it, just go to freetalklive.com. I put a link to both last night's show, of which like the last half was talking to vegans, and then the hour-plus long after show linked there in that fresh post there at freetalklive.com. So, coming up tonight, we're expecting a special guest. He has confirmed he's on his way. He's just running a couple segments late. Adam Kokesh, who longtime listeners, well, you know Adam Kokesh. If you're new to the show, you may not know or have heard of Adam Kokesh. He's a former military who turned toward the side of good and joined the Liberty Movement. He's speaking out against the coercive state. He's running for what he will, I'm sure, describe as not president. So he's trying to get the Libertarian Party's nomination and is going to sort of run an anti-campaign almost.
But if he wins, he will not take office.
I don't think he has said that.
Okay.
You may want to ask. You may want to ask him that tonight when he shows up. But he's actually driving here from Boston, where he appeared today and made a speech that was cut off, apparently mid-speech, by the organizers of an event that is called the Straight Pride Parade, or Straight Pride, some sort of a Straight Pride event was going on today in Boston. I believe it was intended to be a parade. I don't know if they actually had any floats or, how paradey it was.
They just walked around holding hands with their wives.
Is that what happened? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I know that the cops. I know that there was a bit of a riot from the counter protesters, and the cops were attempting to stop that. But
yeah, I heard something about pepper spray and multiple arrests. So that's all I know. All I know is Adam Kokesh got cut off today.
Sure, he'll have plenty to say about it.
And our co-host Derek J. Freeman was actually on the scene as well. He, I think, said he would try calling in, but apparently the bus that he took down there doesn't let you make a phone call from on the bus for some reason.
Interesting.
So we may not hear from him immediately, and again, Adam's running a little bit late, so we'll talk to him more about that on the way here tonight. In other news, it looks like vaping is under attack once again by the federal government here. We've known that the FDA has sort of been sniffing around and has been talking about doing some amount of regulation against vaping, and now with the very first patient allegedly dying from ostensibly vaping. That's what some of the news was this week. It certainly has kicked these bureaucrats into high gear. According to CNBC.com, they are now investigating 215 possible cases of severe lung disease associated with vaping across 25 states. This according to the Centers for Disease Control and the Food and Drug Administration in a joint statement.
Doesn't entirely surprise me. It's not like we were evolved for a glycerin-based environment.
Mm-hmm.
Your lungs are not designed to inhale a whole bunch of this stuff. I would say that if you had to choose between smoking and vaping, that probably vaping's a better choice. But a lot of these guys are hitting that vaporizer
pretty heavy.
Yeah. And that's not a great idea. It's not magic. It's not healthy.
It's definitely not.
Be healthier than cigarettes, the deadliest things on the planet, is not, in fact, mosquitoes are giving them a run for their money, but I believe cigarettes are still the deadliest thing on the planet.
It's just an improvement.
Mosquitoes are the deadliest animal in history. Cigarettes.
Can you call them an animal? I don't think they qualify as an animal.
Yep, they do. Do they
move? I thought they're an insect.
Do they move?
Can you call insects animals?
Is it Animalia planta fungi? I mean,
I don't
what
know.
is it?
I'm not a
it's
scientist.
It's a freaking animal, dude.
Okay.
So
I don't know if I agree, but we'll have to look that up.
But that's why you're a talk show host and not a scientist.
And you're not either.
I agreed, but at least I paid attention in Biology 1 honors. So how about you, pal?
I don't remember much of it.
No, I don't think you did. So anyway, the cigarettes are the deadliest thing on the planet, and vaporizers are not even coming close to that. So I'd say it's a healthier choice, but still not a healthy thing to do.
The toll-free number, if you want to join us here, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. And you're right, Mark.
Of course I'm right.
Earth.com says that insects are animals. All right, so back to the story here about the vapors. Again, 215 possible cases of severe lung disease. So we don't know how many actual cases there are and what the history was. And nor do we know, at least I don't know, this person in Illinois who had the lung disease ostensibly from using vape products. It'd be interesting to learn more about exactly what allegedly happened there because... was that somebody who only vaped? Was it somebody who spent their whole life vaping? Was it a young person? Or was it somebody who spent a number of years smoking cigarettes and then transferred over to vaping and then happened to be a vapor when they expired? So, if we can learn more, I think that'd be interesting. But the agencies say they need more information to understand whether there's a relationship between specific products or substances and the reported illnesses. As of now, it doesn't appear the cases are linked to one particular product, say the agencies, noting that in many of the cases, patients reported using THC or CBD, compounds found in cannabis. Now, that's interesting because people have said and studies have suggested that cannabis is sort of anti-cancerous. It has some anti-cancer properties to it.
Cancer's not one disease. Mm-hmm. Cancer's a whole bunch of different diseases. And cancer's inevitable if you live long enough. So, marijuana, again, is one of these things like vaporizers. It's touted as sort of being magic. It's not. Inhaling combusted plant material into your lungs is not a particularly good idea. Inhaling combusted tobacco plant leaf material into your lungs, especially tobacco plant leaf that has been modified by tobacco companies and had additives added to it in order to make it more addictive and more fun to smoke and all those things, that's got to be the worst idea.
So there's more to say about this here, and we'll get into it, but also we'll take your calls and thoughts. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. I was trying to find a story that I had a little while back about cannabis actually, like, helping cure cancer or something like that. I don't have it in front of me, though, but there's been some really interesting studies about that. Let's go to John. He's in Dover, Delaware, listening to WDOV. Hello, John.
Hello, fellas. I'm a vapor.
All right.
And I just wanted to say, I can't believe that these recent studies and reports are coming out, of course, from the bureaucrats that we have to live upon and with. And I could jog a city block and not be out of breath. I smoked cigarettes for about 10 years. If I tried to jog the sidewalk in front of my house, I may fall over.
Jeez.
So I don't know what these... Yeah, man. I don't know what these studies are all about. It seems like they like to spoil everything. I also mentioned to the call screener that I'm here in Delaware, and they just actually raised the legal age of smoking and buying cigarettes to 21.
Boo! So statewide? That's a statewide change?
Yeah, statewide change.
That sucks.
You got to be 21 now. You could go to war and be in the draft and get handed a gun and go, risk your life for the country,
yep.
But God forbid you wanted a Marlboro Red.
It's insane. John, if you want, hang on, and we'll bring it back. I know you were calling about something else, so stand by. We'll continue that discussion. They actually did the same thing right here in Keene, New Hampshire, where we live earlier this year. They raised this, not just smoking age, but the vaping age, the age to possess and to purchase these products from 18 to 21. And that's what happened in Massachusetts. They did it. They allowed cities to do it locally, and then the whole state went. There's more coming up here in moments. You can join us at 855-450-FREE.
Anarchadelphia is a conference dedicated to the principles of liberty, individual sovereignty, and freedom from coercion, located in Philadelphia, the cradle of liberty. Anarchadelphia seeks to shed light on issues such as geopolitics, blockchain economics, spiritual health and wellness, as well as exposing the Earth's sacred hidden knowledge, featuring Mark Passio, Max Egan, Derek Brose, Jeff Berwick, and many more this September 13th through 15th. For info and tickets, visit anarchadelphia.com.
Is oral health important to you? If you don't like your own teeth, fresh breath, or kissing people, then by all means stop listening. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I became passionate about the product that she created and never want to live without it. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, but I find it does much more. They want you to love My Magic Mud as much as I do, so they're giving you a money-back guarantee plus 20% off. Go to mymagicmud.com and use coupon code FTL20 at checkout. mymagicmud.com, FTL20.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Are you able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, without having to check in with anyone? Or are you stuck in a job, business, relationship, or marriage where you can't do what you want, where you're pretty much a glorified prisoner? I'm Caleb Jones, and my staff and I have taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create location-independent income under a flexible schedule and how to date women under your terms. Go to freelifeinfo.com to download 7 free books and podcasts so you can live a life like this too.
This is the Onion Week in Review. Apparently oblivious of the dismal fiscal climate, local dog Digby is wolfing down kibble as if the United States isn't in a goddamn economic crisis. Sources say the shockingly selfish 4-year-old German Shepherd appears callously unswayed by the constant stream of gloomy market forecasts and continues gorging on brand-name pet foods, milk bones, and table scraps as if the U.S. unemployment rate hasn't been above 8% for the past 3 years.
Here we are tightening our belts while this dog scarfs down bowl after bowl like the Dow Jones Industrial Average has gone through the roof or something. You think that he'd think twice since U.S. credit rating's been downgraded, but Digby doesn't give a damn. Ain't that right, Digby? You don't give a flying do you?
The Onion solemnly bids farewell to the 22 crew members who perished during the production of today's Week in Review. You will be missed. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
This is the Onion News Network.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org.
Live video of our key New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live, and we're here on this live Saturday edition. Of course, you can take control of the airwaves. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Mark, tell me about your experience with My Magic Mud.
I love My Magic Mud, and I've been using it for going on a decade now. It's a black tooth powder that's made of charcoalized coconut shells and bentonite clay. And it's clinically proven to whiten teeth. It's all natural. And it, in my opinion, gets my teeth cleaner than any other product I use. If oral health is important to you, like it is to me, then you should try this product because I haven't lived without it since I first used it many years ago. So you can try to find it at it's located in most major health food stores. They've got it on Amazon, Sprouts, CVS, Natural Grocers, Walmart's Natural Beauty Aisle. But if you go to mymagicmud.com and use coupon code FTL20, it's FTL20, you can get 20% off of My Magic Mud and try it out. Now, it's not particularly expensive, and a little tub will last you like 6 months. So, it's a great bargain. It's mymagicmud.com, coupon code FTL20. I think that you will thank me for letting you know about this product because it's awesome. It's great. mymagicmud.com, coupon code FTL20.
Well, somebody has allegedly died from using vape products, and now the government is taking a closer look. We can talk more about that. I want to quickly introduce our guest co-host tonight. He is not unfamiliar with this very seat. You've been here in the studio a few different times, a couple different times in the past.
It's been way too long, guys, but it is a great honor. I can't tell you how good it feels to be back in Keene and to come to co-host Free Talk Live with y'all tonight. Man, what an honor.
Welcome back. Adam Kokesh is with us. What's your best website that we can plug for you?
TheFreedomLine.com.
Is that your campaign
3
site?
words. No, but it's easier to remember how to spell TheFreedomLine.com than
Adam Kokesh.
My funny last name for president.
Sure.
And every time I say that, I throw up in my mouth a little bit. So I try to avoid saying the for president part.
I want to get into what happened to you today at this so-called straight pride parade, but we've got John on the line in Dover. He called in about vaping, and I want to make sure he gets his thoughts out here. So go ahead, John.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Well, past the vaping thing, I think it's a bunch of malarkey. That's all I had to say about that. I did want to mention, I just heard before the show started on talk radio over here, because I don't really have much of a life and all I do is listen to the radio. Some say that. But anyway, 2 people had, started just shooting people down in Texas again, man. 20 people got shot. It was 2 separate incidents. I forget the 2 towns. One of the guys was supposedly still on the run, and I guess the other guy got shot. One was at a movie theater, and the other was at a Home Depot. And I just wanted to say that these mass shootings are just getting carried away and outrageous, and the politics and the media and everything that's going on right now, I believe is causing these maniacs to go out and do what they're doing, man. It's ridiculous, and I just wanted to throw that out.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up here tonight. I do have the story. Actually, somebody just posted it in our Discord server. Thank you, John, for the call tonight. 5 apparently dead at least, and another 21 injured after this shooting, apparently at an Odessa movie theater in Texas. If you want to comment, you're welcome to join us here. We can talk about that. But Adam, since you're here, since you're running for not president, obviously,
since I smell like pepper spray right now,
gun control is on people's minds when it comes to these mass shootings. I mean, what do you have to say? We've talked about it dozens of times, obviously, because we're here every night when one of these things happens. But we don't get to have your opinion about it very often. So you want to weigh in?
Well, the rational examination of the problem of mass shootings in America really points towards obvious causes that the 2 old parties don't want to talk about, because they're in the hands of big pharma. They're in the hands of all the institutionalization in education that you put kids in prisons and you think they're not going to respond. You think that all these social pressures that are the system on society that cause people to break that. I can talk about it from my own experience too as a veteran at the VA. I told them I was having trouble sleeping, walked out of there with 5 prescriptions. 3 of them had suicide listed as a side effect. We have 22 veterans committing suicide a day. You think there isn't some kind of connection? Someone's when you see something that so blatantly does not make sense, you go, wait a second, who's benefiting from this? Mm-hmm. It's not about guns. It's not about gun control. Let communities set their own policies. You want to live in an area with no guns, let people do that. You want to have that freedom on your own property. Everybody should have that right to set their terms for themselves. If you want guns banned on your property, you have that right. It's the freedom argument isn't really pro-gun or anti-gun. It's pro-private property. It's pro-freedom at a deeper level. And when you look at what are the causes, well, geez, it's because freedom has been impeded in so many ways and causing these just grotesque features of modern society with an institutionalized education system, with pharmaceutical drugs. You're putting kids on methamphetamines because they're not paying attention enough to your boring crap that you're trying to force into their brains. Give me a break. And we know Democrats and Republicans, their sponsors, they're all tied into the system.
Absolutely.
And they're not going to challenge that.
Let's continue. You're going to be here for the whole show, by the way.
Yeah,
so
man.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Absolutely.
Can
we do an extra couple hours tonight?
There is such a thing as a freer talk live after show, an internet only after show. So that is a possibility. Actually, you know what? No, Vincent's coming in. So there's another show that airs on LRN.FM. Most any other night, if it weren't Saturday, we'd be able to do that. But Mike is with us in Gold Bar, Washington, listening to KBKW there in Aberdeen. Go ahead, Mike.
Hi, I have some vapor problems. I have a previous mold allergy, like 20 years old, so I have a really sensitive nose and lung problem when it comes to things that are moldy. So some marijuana vapor products are stored in the light, and they get tainted and spoiled. So I think what's really happening is people are actually inhaling the spores of the tainted oil. Any oil should be kept in the dark. That's why olive oil and stuff goes in a dark bottle. And can I say one thing to your guest?
Yeah, please.
Speaker, just that I go to the VA in Seattle, Washington, and they're always trying to push the psycho drug on you. If you feel bad in the morning when you wake up because you got one leg, they're trying to get you into a program, and it's really bad. And I don't trust those drugs. But anyway, I'm a big boy. But anyway, I think that some of the oils are tainted, and people are actually inhaling a spore, and that will make you lightheaded. And it makes it hard to breathe.
Well, I mean, mold spores have always been a problem when it comes to cannabis in the black market because, there's no real quality control, and there's so many different types of mold. Not only could it cause you difficulty in breathing, it could kill you. I mean, there's different, deadly molds out there.
I would wager that the proportion where we're seeing contamination is radically on the decline with the legalization. We're just more attuned to it. And if you think back, did you guys remember when pot was illegal? You remember that? Do you remember how horrific America was? Well, sort of. I have a card in Arizona at least, but no, the problem then it was pesticides. And contaminants, chemical stuff that they were putting in, there was no accountability for. And now I know, at least in Arizona, when I go to dispensary, and I'm not giving government credit for this, I'm giving the fact that there's less government involved credit for this now. I know I'm getting a better product.
There's more on the way here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Thank you, Mike, for your call tonight. Definitely appreciate hearing from you. Whether you want to talk about vaping or the VA or whatever happens to be on your mind. Plus, we'll get into this straight pride parade that you attended.
Well, we're going to tease it for at least another hour and a half, right?
Maybe. We'll see. 855-450-FREE. This is Free Talk Live.
Business owners, you want more customers? Accept cryptocurrencies. There's people all around you just waiting to spend money at your store. If only you would take it. I know, you've been waiting till someone else makes it easy. Well, good news. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com adds Bitcoin to your point of sale. Totally free. Use the same equipment you already have, now with Bitcoin. And unlike credit cards, there's no fees. Let the guys at HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com bring new customers to your store. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Did you know that Free Aid is a mutual aid, educational, and networking organization? At Free Aid, we support volunteers who provide first aid. We do outreach to the public about health and safety, and we bring together medically skilled freedom lovers. Free Aid is made possible by your generous support. Donors can receive great gifts like first aid kits, t-shirts, silver dime cards, and hoodies. The Free Aid Silver Dime Card Project is sponsored in part by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage, Freedom's Phoenix, and Don't Tread on Meme. Visit fr33aid.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Fact. The new NSA data center in Utah requires 1.7 million gallons of water every single day to operate. Billions of Fourth Amendment violations need massive computers and the water to cool them. That water is being supplied by the state of Utah. Fact. There's absolutely nothing in the Constitution which requires your state to help the feds violate your rights. Our message to Utah: turn it off. No water equals no NSA data center. Visit offnow.org.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
It's Free Talk Live. You dial in toll free if you want to join us here. The live Saturday edition continuing. Our number for you is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We do have special guest Adam Kokesh here with us tonight. Hello, Adam.
Hello, gentlemen.
You were apparently pepper sprayed today at this event in Boston. And you wanted to throw out a quiz or a question?
Yeah, well, do we? I mean, can I give something away? Like,
what do you got to give away?
Everybody already has a copy of my book, right? Like, I've heard jokes about that. People are like clowning on my book, going, "Man, it sucks. Everybody already has a copy." Well, you
did give it away to people.
That's awesome.
Right?
Then everybody has. They didn't throw it away. They didn't burn it.
Hopefully not. No. So, what did you want to ask?
So, yeah, there were three groups of demonstrators in Boston today. There was the Straight Pride Parade and Rally, there was the counter protest, and then there was the show of force by the Boston Police Department. And they had, I think, more people than either the protesters or counter protesters.
The police did.
Yeah. And I got some amazing footage of them, like 3 ranks deep in full riot gear, looping around. And they didn't do anything to keep the people separate when the march was coming to the rally point. It was all stupid. It was all just ridiculous. I mean, this whole culture war, and that was the gist of my message there. But
and I want to get into that.
Yeah,
later.
yeah. So of the 3 groups, I was pepper sprayed by one, censored by one, and yelled at by the other. Can you guess which is which? I put this. Well, I don't want to say because I would ruin it for radio. But I guess if someone calls, first person to call in with the correct answer, I'll send them a signed copy of the book. That's an easy one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go to the phones here. If you want to guess, you can. You can also bring up anything that you want. We'll talk more about what happened to Adam and what happened in Boston today. Our friend and co-host Derek J. Freeman was also
got to see him
present, and he witnessed what went down.
And Heather Mullins.
Let's go.
Justin O'Donnell
to
and AJ Oling. There were a lot of great LP people and New Hampshire people.
Fred is in Idaho, watching us on YouTube. Go ahead, Fred.
Hey guys, I wanted to take a guess on what the groups were.
You want to
go ahead? Do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Is it the shit group, the fuck group?
Nope,
and
you can't say that on the radio. We're just going to have to hit the dump button on you. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855.
I don't think that was a mistake.
450-3733. Nope, definitely not. Let's go to...
He was watching on YouTube. It was a mistake. I think he forgot. He said it deliberately, but...
See, the bad part about this is that on YouTube, it doesn't get dumped, so the people on YouTube don't actually understand what a dump button is. I mean, there's these kids sitting on YouTube that don't know that there's this legacy technology called radio, and that we're actually they're actually listening 7 seconds ago.
This is a multi-formatted production.
It's true. Let's go to Turd Ferguson. He's on the line on our Discord server. Turd Ferguson in Pennsylvania. Go ahead.
Yes. Hey, Mr. Kokesh. Thanks for that. Man, I really appreciate you coming on the show. Let me say that first, because you're actually, politically speaking, as a politician, you're already a step above Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, because
oh, come on, that's a low bar to clear. Really?
well, hold on. Let me explain why. Because once Mark gave me brief associate producer rights to contact AOC to try to get her on the show, and she never even returned my call. So that's awesome that you're on the show right now.
Well, don't think that I'm here because I'm getting grilled as a candidate. Like these, I mean, I've been around. Grilled. Yeah, right. I mean,
shows.
But I mean, I guess if the callers want to grill me on stuff, sure. But I mean, we normally have more interesting stuff than politics to talk about. And like these guys, I mean, I don't know how long have we known each other? I mean, I don't want to say
decade.
The beginning, because you guys have been around.
Because you were here back when the victimless crime spree was going on, and that was almost a decade ago.
I have footage in it, don't I?
Yes, you're in that movie.
No, I mean my footage of him being arrested is used. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. The Derek J. Pot smoking protest. I remember that.
That's right.
I knew these guys before I knew that there was a serious run for the presidency in my future. Even like these guys were essential to me forming my worldview and being able to see that possibility. And it really, we really have. The three of us here represent, and I'd like to think of myself as a fun third edition, but at least in the sense that we have this incredible collective wisdom of the movement from each of us having, a decade plus here and been as actively involved as we are. And yeah, sorry, I just want to blow smoke up these guys' butts for like 2 hours.
Well,
vape. No, sorry, vape. I want to blow vape up your butt.
We'd have you on more often if you just moved to New Hampshire. That's all you got to do.
Oh. This is me getting grilled.
What were you calling about, Turd?
Well, that's why I wanted to call in, because I was considering, because of his political views. I mean, I'm considering several people, but I was considering voting for Adam Kokesh. I'm a little bit nervous about a couple things.
Wait, I know you mean you're going to vote. You might consider voting for him whether or not he receives the nomination, because he's trying to get the nomination from the Libertarian Party.
Right. Exactly. And I might even consider going to the convention to vote for him. I'm just not sure. I mean, there's a lot of options right now, and I'm still paranoid from the whole Gary Johnson thing. I've just watched that Aleppo video way too many times. And my question is, this is my fear. How are you going to handle the undoubted press storm that will ensue once the leftist media outlets such as MSNBC and CNN get a hold of the whole Maisie Tomlin debacle?
Well, first, let me just say, I am not now, nor have I ever been Aleppo. And this Gary Johnson paranoia, if you're afraid of the nomination being taken by someone who doesn't represent the grassroots of the party, that's a real problem. And Bob Barr, Gary Johnson were able to win by bringing in a lot of people who were not longtime libertarians or grassroots activists. And that's just what we've been doing for the last 3 years with this campaign, is encouraging people in the LP who are active, who are grassroots activists, to see how easy it is to be a delegate to the Libertarian National Convention. You go to your state convention, the most stringent requirements anywhere in the country are like to be a member of the state and national party 3 months in advance. There's nothing much, or to be a registered voter in that state. That's about it. You show up to the state convention, you raise your hand, you want to go to national.
That's it.
You get one of 1,000 votes. That's it. Then you go to Austin next year. So I'd really encourage anybody who wants to see the principled, ethical platform that we are bringing to this race represented there, get involved, do that. You go to thefreedomline.com. You can find kokeshforpresident.com, join our email list, sign up there. as for the personal stuff on me, I'm really grateful to have Macy's support now in this.
Yeah, didn't you guys kind of patch things up?
Yeah, and it's I think it's become kind of a sympathetic story at this point. Yeah, I mean, I had an ex-girlfriend make an attack video on me and then apologize, and then we got back together, and we're not together now. But she's been very clear about, that the character attack was unfounded, basically. And, I think really with this platform, it doesn't matter who I am. I'm not running to say, hey, I'm the best guy. I'm the coolest guy. Right. I'm the most economically successful. Or I'm 37. I'm single. I've been trying to be married for 10 years. I have 4 failed relationships. Like that's
You're
like
a human
really.
Being. Everybody's got problems.
And since I've embraced the ethical message of libertarianism, I have been an absolute adherent of that, and I have lived it and embodied it. And I think that's what people respect me for, and that's why they have faith in me as that messenger to say that I'm going to be true to that you wouldn't have about someone like Gary Johnson or Bob Barr or maybe even Justin Amash if they come in and they're representing something that doesn't represent what really is at the core of this movement. And I think that's why people have faith in me in this, and that's what I've heard. I don't know. I should say we have our regional coordinator for the Northeast, Chris Gannon, here, who is just like our best volunteer on the campaign right now, and maybe he could have a chance to say why people have that faith in me. But I think my record as an activist speaks for itself.
Thank you. I want to say thank you for the call, Turd. I appreciate it.
Let's stack up, the winners of the presidential run over the last few times here. I mean, so you had an angry ex-girlfriend. Let's compare that to a guy who was the first black president who, Bill Clinton. Sorry, right? He claimed to be the first black president, and he didn't inhale the pot. Let's see, the cokehead Republican.
But this is all silly. Like we should reject this whole personality politics crap.
There's more coming up here. 855 450 free. You can join us.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Dehibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on, so it naturally has antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-infection, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. But maybe more importantly, Dehibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea builds corpuscles in the blood, which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer happens to die in oxygen. The tea is great for healthy people and can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. Dehibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea is only $34.95 plus shipping. Order now at shopsupertea.com or call 818-984-6100. That's shopsupertea.com or call 818-984-6100. Shopsupertea.com.
Fellow Patriots, my name is Todd Savage, founder of BlackRifleRealEstate.com. Like you, I was a prisoner of the alt-left sanctuary state until one day I chose to lead my family to freedom. Today we live on a sustainable 20-acre homestead where we shoot, hunt, garden, and homeschool our children without the tyranny of the nanny state looking over us. If you're ready to flee the city to the freedom of Idaho or Montana, our Black Rifle Real Estate team is here to help. Go to BlackRifleRealEstate.com. That's BlackRifleRealEstate.com.
Don't you hate that feeling in the pit of your stomach when the police pull you over? Most people have no idea how to handle it properly, and they promptly get fed into the municipal fee-generating meat grinder. Or maybe you recall that feeling you get when you go to the mailbox and see one or more letters from the IRS. You get a sense of impending doom, don't you? So let me ask you, if you could learn how to use the law to beat the IRS, traffic tickets, almost any courtroom scenario, collectors, credit card debt, and even mortgage debt because of fraud perpetrated against you, would that be worth knowing about? Don't laugh. Investigate. Check out the life-changing benefits of the Lighthouse Law Club at their website, lighthouselaw.club. That's lighthouselaw.club. And while you're at it, visit the Lighthouse Law Club YouTube channel. You might be in for a pleasant surprise.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. Dial toll free and bring up whatever you want here. The live Saturday edition continues. Our toll free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Free Talk Live is brought to you by the new local.bitcoin.com. It's a place where you can buy or sell Bitcoin Cash using dozens of payment methods, and there are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, which really sets it apart from its competition. And there's also encryption between buyers and sellers. So when you're chatting with your buyer or seller, that chat is encrypted. It is not available to even the administrators of local.bitcoin.com unless you specifically ask, like if you dispute the trade or something and you need an arbitrator to come in and read through the messages. You have to authorize that. So it's a pretty cool platform. It's brand new. It started just a couple months ago. Go to local.bitcoin.com and get started trading Bitcoin Cash. That's local.bitcoin.com. As we go to David, he's in New Mexico. David, you're on Free Talk Live with Ian, Adam, Kokesh, and Mark.
Hey, gentlemen. Adam.
Hi, David.
David Olson in New Mexico. You read an email I sent to you one time when you were on the air here years ago. I think you were a little bit amused with it. I don't necessarily expect you to remember it. But I got a couple questions. You lived in New Mexico for however many years. You were on the radio here. You ran for office here. And so pull out your balls and put them on the table. The FBI says that New Mexico is, special agent in charge of New Mexico region a few years back, who has a name, said that New Mexico is the most corrupt state in the nation.
Yeah.
And that includes Illinois, and it includes New York, everywhere. And so I
knew it would be up there.
Here, pardon?
I definitely knew it would be up there. I'm surprised that it's number one, though.
It's number one according to Special Agent in Charge, McClanahan. Yeah. And so government and the radio business. Let's start with the radio business. You're familiar with it because you worked in it.
AM 1550 KIV, more positive talk radio Albuquerque.
Okay. So let's start with Kiva. It's owned right now, and by the way, Free Talk Live, Eddie Aragon, Kiva Radio dumped your program years ago, so you're free to talk, or you're free to let Adam answer my question. Do you have any dirt on Eddie Aragon at Kiva?
This is the owner of the radio station. I mean, I don't know if this is really an appropriate question to be asking, but
it is an appropriate question, and I'll tell you why. It's an appropriate question, and I'll tell you why. Our damn electeds and everybody else of any power whatsoever in this godforsaken state go on Eddie Aragon's radio station and the other ones when they're trying to get their butts in office, like Adam's trying to get elected. You have a candidate for president on your radio station right now. Apparently, it's important.
No,
now,
Eddie.
New Mexico.
Damn.
I mean, wait.
His name's David.
David, about Eddie. I know the name. I know nothing
You weren't working
beyond
there
that
during his time.
I don't think he was even the owner. It was Don.
Yeah, Don.
When and Don was always
super cool.
Yeah, he was great for me. Gave me the opportunity. So I don't know Eddie Aragon. I think he's after my time. Adam versus the Man was started in. Oh, geez, I'm old. 2010. It was when, after I lost the congressional race there and couldn't shut up at
was
the
that the
end
name of
the
your radio
campaign.
show? Was Adam versus the Man?
Adam versus the Man
in
on
New Mexico?
AM 1558. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
were you every day or once a week?
Yeah, 5 days a week.
You were 5 days a week.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Were you paying them?
This is why you used to blow smoke up my butt, vape, excuse me, would call me a classically trained broadcaster because I got my start with this ancient medium of radio. But yeah, David, so New Mexico is more of a federal enclave than anything. If it wasn't for the fact that it has 2 senators, it almost wouldn't exist, in the sense that you've got Los Alamos, Sandia, a bunch of military bases, and if it wasn't for all the federal money coming in, New Mexico would be an artists community in Santa Fe and a bunch of pueblos, and the oil and gas in the northwest corner of the state, the Farmington area, and you wouldn't have the just flow of federal money coming in that's so high relative to the population, so easily corrupted. And I mean, it goes to follow that. I think it touches a lot of stuff in New Mexico. So to find out, David, if what you're telling me is that it's hit AM 1550 KIVA, I'm not at all surprised to hear that.
Well, what David's talking about, and thanks for the call, David, I appreciate it. What he's talking about is not uncommon. It is not typical to just New Mexico. This goes on all across the United States. Local talk radio is almost never critical of the people that they have in as guests on their shows.
Oh, yeah.
They want to basically give fellatio to these political candidates on the air. And
well, if they don't come back.
That's it, right? So they're afraid. Oh my God, I gotta treat this person nice, or they'll never do it.
And if they don't, they might lose their license.
Look at all the calls we've got over one of the guys that's running for the Libertarian nomination for president at this point, and you can see why. Compared to a normal night, you can see why radio shows and radio stations want to have on candidates, because they generate calls and they generate interest. Well, if we were mean to Adam,
I thought I was just the guy who got pepper sprayed today.
Right.
You're having me on as a candidate tonight? Oh, okay.
If we want to have him back on, he's not going to, and we're mean to him every time, he's not going to keep coming back.
So that's
on.
what the callers are for, is to be mean on their behalf. So bring it on, guys.
Well, but that's just it. A host that wants to fellate one of these politicians on the air, it will protect the person from tough questions. They'll just screen out somebody like a David, who's upset. He's upset for good reason. I mean, that guy's been screwed over in the court systems of New Mexico.
And he's
called our show before about
he'll call in.
And so somebody's that's got a real point to make, that's got a tough question to ask. Those kinds of people get filtered right out of those shows. And they just never even make it to the air. In a lot of cases, if that person does make it to the air and asks a question that's tough, they'll be shut down in some way or another, and the host will try to protect these corrupt politicians. It's despicable, and it's been going on since the beginning of licensed broadcasts.
It's just media and politicians and what they do.
Yeah, and it's not okay. I don't support it, and that's why we have open phones every night here on Free Talk Live. The only reason I said that question was inappropriate, I mean, I still let him ask it, but it's like, there's not really any benefit to trash talking an owner of a radio station on the air. That's not an interesting.
Well, it's inappropriate.
Question.
It's inappropriate to ask you, and for you to point that out. Totally support that as a candidate. And he's saying you had a radio. Okay, yeah, you can ask me anything. There's no. I don't have like a business sensitivity or like need for. I mean,
you're not trying to protect.
I obviously hate myself.
Well, no, that can't be true. Really?
Well, as a libertarian.
Okay. You hate yourself as a libertarian?
No.
For president.
I'm running for office as a libertarian, so I must hate myself on some level.
I see what you're saying.
I'm
you want
glutton for punishment.
I gotcha.
No, but I don't mind. I mean, I have no I have no ego to kill anymore. If people want to like stomp over with the ghost of it, okay, have fun.
Yeah,
it's not my platform. Like, I'm not running for president. Although I am technically running for president, I am running against the presidency. I'm running to resign on day one and take the federal government through a bankruptcy process. So Adam being president is not an option. I'm throwing the ring in the fire on day one. So I'm not. I don't care. Like if someone better comes along for the job, I'll drop out and support them. If there's someone who's as trustworthy as I am, who's as committed to the message as I am, who's more administratively capable of carrying out the bankruptcy of the federal government. Like, I'm not that guy. When Ron Paul was running, people put the fantasy cabinet together because I was the Veterans for Ron Paul guy. They said, "Oh yeah, Secretary of Defense." It's like, whoa! I was a sergeant. Like, I am not running the Department of Defense here. Like, no, I'll be the press secretary. You want me to talk trash to the media every day on behalf of Dr. Paul? I would love to do that. But no. And I don't have any qualms about who I am. I don't have any delusions about my administrative skills. Like, I know that if the American people decided and I got to be the vehicle of them saying we are putting our foot down, we will not tolerate the existence of the federal government any longer. No a-hole in a suit in D.C. is going to stand in our way. And I get to be the vessel of that, and I know I have the right people and the right support. I'm confident that, we could pull this off. Crazy or more extreme reorganizations of government have happened throughout history than what we're proposing in a very peaceful, orderly
Did you just say
process.
You're confident you can pull this off?
Yes, absolutely. No, if the American people really say we're doing this, and I happen to be lucky enough to be the one that makes that electoral majority come together, and I have to administer the process, I know that I can bring the right people together, and I can ensure the administration of just the bankruptcy that's laid out in advance. And I know we're going to have people like Mark on the team.
Yeah, didn't you say Mark's going to head up the Bureau of Prisons or something?
To oversee the Bureau of Prisons, yeah. and to be able to carry that job out from a position of someone whom I trust, who's an ethical man, who has proven that, who understands what someone getting released from prison is going through, I think Mark would be great for that.
And
I think
of course you'll pardon Ross Ulbricht.
It won't even be an issue,
Day,
of course.
Right?
First day.
More coming up here in moments. 855-450 free. That's 855-450-3733. Hour 2's next. We got Adam Kokesh here. It's Free Talk Live.
Do you have a crypto wealth advisor or coach? If so, has your cryptocurrency advisor been investing in technology stocks for over 20 years? Have they left the corporate world and retired? Or are they still trying to make a weekly paycheck? Have they produced six-figure results for their customers in the past 30 days? And very importantly, are they a member of the Digital Currency Council? Seth Maniscalco is the founder of Crypto Wealth Coach and CryptoWealthCoach.com. Seth invested in his first Roth IRA at 19 years old while living abroad and has been investing in Wall Street and technology for over 20 years. With experience in all the money markets. By comparison, so many of these so-called crypto gurus have barely been alive for 20 years. Seth has not only experienced personal success from his own investments in crypto, he has also helped his clients earn 6- and 7-figure incomes, including helping investors make over $750,000 in EOS in 90 days and 1,225% in only 5.5 months with Chainlink. Seth has help for the small do-it-yourself guy on up to crypto whales. Increase your wealth. Visit CryptoWealthCoach.com.
I'm a little obsessed with My Magic Mud. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, the founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I didn't even know my teeth were coffee stained. A week's worth of use convinced me, and now I use it every 3 or 4 days. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, and I think it cleans better too. My Magic Mud's available at most local health food stores, Sprouts, Natural Grocers, CVS, Walmart's Natural Beauty Aisle, but I can get it for you for 20% off with coupon code FTL20 at mymagicmud.com. FTL20 mymagicmud.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,521, silver at $18.37, and Bitcoin is trading around $9,625. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, an FBI crime lab is examining 2 cameras from the area outside Jeffrey Epstein's cell, which reportedly malfunctioned the night he died, according to Reuters, citing a law enforcement source. The Mind Unleashed reports the 2 cameras would have had a view into the Manhattan jail cell, where, on August 10th, Epstein was found hanging by his bedsheet in what has been ruled a suicide. During a Tuesday court hearing, Epstein's lawyers told U.S. District Judge Richard Berman that they doubted Epstein committed suicide, and that the pedophile's injuries were far more consistent with assault than hanging, according to one of the attorneys. The 66-year-old financier was arrested July 6 on charges of sex trafficking minors and pleaded not guilty. He was denied a request for pretrial release, after which he was found with injuries he says were inflicted by his cellmate, according to his attorneys. During Tuesday's hearing, 16 women testified that Epstein had sexually abused them. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Solar panels that catch fire are not desirable or eco-friendly. Activist Post says it's bizarrely coincidental that the combustible panels are being made by Elon Musk's company, which also sells flamethrowers. According to the Philadelphia Inquirer, Walmart is suing Tesla because of solar panels that caught fire at 7 of its stores. The lawsuit alleges that poorly trained installers who Tesla hired for Walmart were at fault, not the actual units. In 2018, Tesla solar panels also caught fire at an Amazon warehouse. Amazon has no plans to install any more of them. More bad news on solar panels was reported in a July segment of Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson. Many solar panels are turning out to be an expensive disappointment and even toxic. Elon Musk's company has also been launching satellites into space to beam 5G millimeter waves at Earth. An online petition calling for the return of an incoming Harvard freshman who was denied entry into the United States has garnered thousands of signatures. Harvard College Act on a Dream, a student-run organization, launched the online petition Wednesday, demanding the safe entry of Ismail B. Ajawi. As of Friday morning, the petition has more than 5,000 signatures. Ajawi told the Harvard Crimson that he flew into Logan International Airport on August 23rd, only to spend hours in questioning. He said an officer searched his electronics and noted that he has friends on social media who have posted critical statements against the United States. His student visa was canceled, and he was deported. Harvard University spokesman Jason Newton confirmed that university officials were working with the student's family and authorities to resolve the issue. The petition calls upon Congress to act in support of Ajawi and for Harvard to continue working to secure his reentry. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
A local man treats his girlfriend to a sumptuous 20-second massage, and an area desk doesn't mind if people sit on it like a chair every once in a while. This is The Onion Week in Review. Following months of anticipation and global fanfare, the royal baby was finally born this week. Sources close to the royal family say the newborn prince spent his first days crawling around Buckingham Palace, eating his first meal, and even speaking his first words. The Onion has obtained this exclusive audio clip.
Ave Antichristi! Ave Antichristi!
In other news, a man's annual 6-sentence conversation with his cousin goes smoothly, a generous improv troupe performs for free, and a pool owner has a bathing suit that touched his penis you can borrow.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
Hey, it's Free Talk Live, and you can take control of the airwaves here. You can bring up anything that you want, even though Adam Kokesh is here with us, and he is running for not president. His website is thefreedomline.com. He's not here to, be our exclusive guest that you have to just call for Adam. You can still bring up anything that you want.
He is a professional.
I just thought I was
talk show
co-hosting.
Yeah, you're just co-hosting with us.
I'm just co-hosting.
Yeah. So, but he's here. Anyway, it's Ian and Mark and Adam Kokesh. We'll continue. We'll take your calls and thoughts at 855-450-FREE. And we still have to talk about what happened to you and other people today at the Boston Straight Pride Parade, where you were a speaker. But then,
well, I was a speaker on both sides. Actually, I was invited to share a bullhorn on the protest side. So yeah,
that's interesting.
It's a pretty cool setup to begin with.
So we'll get into what happened there.
I still don't know how many people got pepper sprayed.
Well, I heard it was some large number. It sounded like there was a huge throng of cops there.
It was an army.
There's a near riot in Boston over somebody saying, "Let's have a pride to support straight pride."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's been gay pride parades going on forever.
It's a little more complicated
I'd love
than
to hear
that,
it.
Mark. You're not being very sensitive to all the angles here.
Well, hold on. We can get into it, guys.
There's a lot more to it.
We'll get into it. We got Gene the Christian Anarchist first, though. He's on our Discord server at discord.lrn.fm. Go ahead, Gene.
Hello, guys, and hi, Adam. This is Gene. I'm
Gene.
the one with the... You probably remember me. I'm the one with the Ron Paul Corvette.
Oh yeah, we did that awesome promo video for the march when that was in DC, wasn't it? That we got to.
That was in DC, right outside the after party.
Yeah,
for the,
beautiful vehicle. Thank you, Gene.
Yeah, well, I've got a new one that I ordered, and it's going to be called the ANCAP Liberty Corvette. It's black and yellow.
Isn't the new Corvette's a big deal? It's mid-engine, right?
Yeah, mid-engine Corvette.
That's the one you're getting?
Yeah, I'm getting it in February.
That thing's sweet looking. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about cars, but my roommate showed me that, and that thing looks pretty badass.
It's about the most exciting thing to happen to American sports cars in 2 decades.
You guys are thinking about the car. I'm just thinking about the decals. I'm thinking like in my head, it's like generic sports car with Ron Paul and then generic sports car with ANCAP next to it. And they're both going to look super cool as cars, but it's the ideas that look really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I use them as a platform to promote liberty. So
what happened to the Ron? Hold on. What happened to the Ron Paul Corvette? Do you still have it, or did you sell it, or what happened?
Yeah, it's in the garage. I drive it once in a while. It doesn't get as much attention, of course, as during the election.
For sure.
A lot of people now, they don't have any idea who Ron Paul is. So.
Oh, come on. Really? How could they not know who Ron Paul is?
Well, you got to understand, during the election, when I drove that thing around, people were honking, and pulling over and taking pictures.
I mean, are you saying they forgot who Ron Paul is? I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
There's no excitement about the Ron Paul guy on the side of my car.
Yeah, so Ian, I think what you're misunderstanding in this, so the very typical thing of libertarians like us who are nostalgic for the Ron Paul campaigns, is that we assumed all of the excitement was from people who were reading Rothbard, like us nerds, or who were like, the point is, the value of Ron Paul's campaign was not the excitement around it or the buzz or the media exposure, but it was that as I think Dr. Paul himself would say, was that he reached the remnant. And and that the remnant, the people who got the Corvettes, the people who started the shows, the people
the blimps.
the people who got involved, like, we were converts. But Ron Paul created a much broader gateway that a lot of people only came a small part of the way through.
Ron Paul was an educator, still is an educator. And that's what he's here for, is to educate people about liberty.
Yeah, he's still going. He's still got like a Ron Paul podcast and Ron Paul videos that he's doing. He's still busy in his 80s. I think he's
I follow him on Twitter all the time.
Yeah.
But
So,
anyway,
what else?
I don't get involved with politics very much because I look at them all as a bunch of crooks. However, I did get involved with Ron Paul because I saw him as being somebody that actually promoted liberty. And Adam, I see you as someone who promotes liberty. So I'm considering going down to the state libertarian, registering as a libertarian and going down and becoming a delegate and all over whatever that takes. I tried it with Ron Paul, but of course with the Republican Party.
Totally different process.
Yeah. There was no way I was getting selected as a delegate for the Republican Party. But now with the Libertarian Party, it does sound interesting. And I'm going to have to go to the website and
a lot
check
easier.
that out.
Yes. Well, Gene, thank you for that. And I hugely appreciate that personal vote of confidence. But I would hope that I've given you enough reason to get involved with the Libertarian Party and to be a delegate without me being a part of the equation at all, in the sense that just showing up and raising your hand at the right time and saying, I want to say in this, is what makes the Libertarian Party stronger, rather than allowing people to come in at the last minute and decide who the nominee might be.
Which is what has happened in the
last 3 cycles at least. And to just understand that there's going to be a huge amount of free media exposure because someone nominated for president has an L next to their name. Let's ensure that it's the best person it can be.
Yes,
I hope
nice.
when we're at the convention to ask for your vote and to say, it's not about me, it's about this platform. There might be someone else running on this platform, but this is the future of the application of these ideas, is localization, not arguing over a central authority and how libertarian or not it may or may not be. And if you see that as the new direction for the Libertarian Party, that there's an opportunity there to unite America around localization, then I hope you'll help nominate the best person to represent that message.
So give me an idea about the timeline, because I got a lot of things on my plate between now and the end of the year, and I would like to know whether or not I can actually complete such a task. So by when do we have to do what in order to get into the delegation?
Tell me again what state you're in, please, Gene.
Well, I'm in northern Mississippi, but I always tell everybody Memphis because I'm actually a suburb. I'm a suburb of Memphis, but yeah, it's northern Mississippi.
Oh, you ought to get down or get together with Aria. She's coming down there this weekend.
I heard that she's coming here, and I definitely would love to do that if I could get in touch with her.
Well, Gene, Mississippi is a relatively small state and relatively under-organized as a state party, which means that they probably have yet to declare their state convention, and they're really desperate for anybody to show up and take charge and help out and make it a better organized state. So you can go in and, if you bring a few people with you, you could get yourself elected state chair in a lot of those small states. But the convention season for the Libertarian state parties is, generally speaking, January, February, March, April next year. And so this is a good time right now, end of August, for people to be looking ahead, making sure that you're registered with your state party, that you're registered as a libertarian to vote in your state, that you're a national party member, and that you meet whatever. And that's usually it. It's rare in any state that it's more than that. But everybody should do those things anyway. But if you don't want to register to vote, that's a different thing, or you're strategically doing something else. Most states don't even require that. But to be looking ahead at this point, doing your paperwork and marking your calendar for when your state convention is in the spring, or at least send an email to your state chair if
that's
they're not
normally
that well
when they
organized.
when they select the delegates.
Right.
Is at the
so
state convention.
The state convention season, January to April next year, is when they'll be selecting delegates to go to the national convention end of May next year.
There you go. Any other questions, Gene?
No, I think that's about it. But I want to wish Adam the best. I've met him several times. I think he's a great guy. So
we agree.
Likewise,
Thanks for the
thank
call.
you so much, brother.
Appreciate
hey,
it,
and hopefully we can go for a drive together soon.
So our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Let's not delay this anymore because I want to get into what happened today in Boston. We can talk about vaping anytime.
Well, no, let's talk about vaping some more. It's not the we got to tease this out for 3 more segments.
No. The way this can work,
no one's guessed the
they haven't.
The trivia question. Should I restate it?
The way this sometimes works, though, Adam, is if we put something off, sometimes we'll never get to it.
That's
because
true.
if
well,
we
then
all
you'll
of a
just
sudden
have to have me back on Monday or something.
Would love. Are you going to stick around in Keene?
I don't fly home till Tuesday, and I'm sort of flexible till then. So yeah, I mean,
we could talk about that. Let's talk about it
off there.
Let's talk about it off the air. Anyway, it'd be great to have you hang out here in town for a couple days because there's always cool stuff happening in Keene.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to join the show, you can. But let's get into it because if we get stacked up with calls toward the end of the show, we'll never get to it. We've got a lull on the phone, so it's a good time for it. So coming up. You just got back from Boston.
Yeah.
You were there this afternoon. What time did this thing start?
Early, but we got there around 11.
Okay, so this morning, there was a parade for straight pride. You were one of the speakers.
Yeah.
But they cut your microphone during your speech.
Yeah.
We'll continue. We'll talk about it coming up here with Adam Kokesh on Free Talk Live, the live Saturday edition.
I'm a little obsessed with My Magic Mud. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, the founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I didn't even know my teeth were coffee stained. A week's worth of use convinced me, and now I use it every 3 or 4 days. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, and I think it cleans better too. My Magic Mud's available at most local health food stores, Sprouts, Natural Grocers, CVS, Walmart's Natural Beauty Aisle, but I can get it for you for 20% off with coupon code FTL20 at mymagicmud.com. FTL20 mymagicmud.com.
You're not a wild animal, and you shouldn't be tagged and tracked like one. Where you go and what you do every minute of the day, tracked and recorded by your mobile phone, is often more revealing than your browser history. And tech companies make a fortune selling your location history without your consent. Go Dark Bags prevent location tracking and protect your privacy by instantly blocking all cell phone, GPS, and Wi-Fi signals to your mobile device. Plus, they're durable, water-resistant, and built for a lifetime of protection. Visit godarkbags.com/FTL. That's godarkbags.com/FTL.
She's such a beautiful little puppy. I mean, we walk around the block and neighbors always say, her hair is so beautiful.
Healthy and shiny and glossy. DINOVITE.com.
Fatty acids, omega-3s, and omega-6s are great for healthy skin and soft, shiny coats.
I would really recommend people starting their puppies on Dynovite before they get into what I would call the misery index. Bad skin, bad ears, bad breath.
Because if they're getting all their vitamins, micronutrients, microbials from the beginning, then you're not going to run into the problems associated with the allergies,
grass, pollen, dust, dirt, fleas, ticks, you name it,
and the itching and shedding down the road.
Our vitamins and enzymes replace the nutrients cooked out of most commercial dog foods.
Dynovite for life.
This is Ed Lukasevic
and Cindy Lukasevic,
inviting you and your pets to Dynovite.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
There are basically two types of advertising: direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live. It's the live Saturday edition of the program. You can dial in toll-free, take control of the airwaves here, bring up whatever's on your mind. Our number is 855-450-FREE. Of course, Adam Kokesh is here with Ian and Mark, so it's a little bit of a special episode of Free Talk
you're
Live
too kind.
on a Saturday. We rarely have a third host on Saturday night, and so you're one of the few who would qualify to do it. So it's good to have you here.
Here's some awesome guy stuff. Do you feel stuck in a job or a relationship or both? Caleb Jones has taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create low-work, high-income, location-independent businesses and how to date women under your terms. 2.0 alpha males have learned how to break free and how to truly live. Shouldn't you be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, and not have to ask permission or answer to anyone? To date whomever you want, even if you're already in a relationship. Living in a free society isn't going to help you much if your life isn't free. Visit freelifeinfo.com and download the Alpha Male 2.0 Starter Pack for free. Included are 7 free books and a podcast, so you can start living in a truly free life right now. The Alpha Male 2.0 Starter Pack will show you the exact strategies Caleb and his team use to get better with women, increase their income, and personal freedom and happiness. Get your free Alpha Male 2.0 Starter Pack at freelifeinfo.com. It's freelifeinfo.com.
All right, so Adam, you just came here from Boston. We were just talking briefly about what happened there today. The straight pride protest got some, hubbub in advance. People were all a tizzy about this thing because some people were offended by that idea.
Triggered.
Yeah, exactly. And you were invited to speak.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised that they invited me to speak. The straight pride parade is a masterstroke of trolling.
Mm-hmm.
And
what is it? Super Happy Fun America?
Super Happy Fun America.
That's the name of the group that's putting this on.
Yeah. And what they have done is, or what they did is hoist up this giant neon ink blot Rorschach test that anybody can stare at and project their own crap into. and you see that in a way they're trolling everybody. There are people there who take what they're doing way too seriously, and they're looking at them like, you might be missing the point here, but okay, yeah, come along, why not? And I think the people who are protesting, and there were more protesters, I keep screwing this up in my head. Protesters, counter-protesters, or demonstrators and protesters. You see, how do you? Yeah, right. Protesters, counter-protesters, and police. But anyway, there were more people there opposing straight pride. And the thing is,
how many people can you estimate? Are you good at estimating numbers?
Well, Chris counted. He said it was 177
on which side?
Counting at the straight pride rally.
Okay, so more than 177 counter-protesters.
Probably 4 or 5 times as many.
I mean, not like that's a lot of people.
But it wasn't like. I mean, I was kind of hoping it was going to be like the free speech rally where it's like 40,000 people protesting 30. Do you not know about this?
Yes.
This
was Boston?
Yeah.
Was
Boston
also
free
Boston?
speech last year.
Mm-hmm. Was it last year?
Or 2 years ago now.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
it was right after Charlottesville, and so everybody thought, "Oh, it's the same people as Charlottesville. Let's go protest the Nazis."
Yeah,
and
I remember.
Like,
we talked about that.
It's not. It's not that. So
this was a different group, though.
Yeah,
different organizers.
Well, it's 3 different people. I don't know. I didn't. The thing is, a lot of the people who criticize me for accepting the speaking invite are just using these BS guilt by association arguments, not only against me, but against people there. Like, well, they used to do this. They have affiliations and connections. And it's like, So, like, I used to work with Code Pink, like as an anti-war activist with the Rock Veterans Against the War. Like,
what do they believe now?
Like, really? Like, no, but exactly. Well, that too. And the other thing that I've seen, and I hope Ryan Ramsey calls in, because he's someone who has renounced racism that he has prior expressed publicly, and received hate from people saying you're not welcome, and it's like what? How are you going to get people to renounce racism?
Because he used to be a racist, he's
like
not welcome?
You can't renounce, for some people, you can't renounce it enough.
There's no forgiveness.
Like, if you ever were a racist, you are forever condemnable as a human being, and we should never talk to you, and anybody who talks to you and it's like...
That's ridiculous.
Really? And so, for me, part of the appeal with the straight pride thing was like, people don't want me to talk to them? Well, I'm a libertarian. That makes me want to do it all the more. But there's still some... So, Mark, you said earlier, like, it's just straight pride. What's the big deal?
Right.
And there is... As trolls, they maintain that innocuous front. But there is something, and it sort of nefarious to it that I disagree with.
And what is
distinctly, that it is... Well, it is a bad joke that I wouldn't tell.
Okay.
What they are doing is holding up a mirror to the grotesqueness of what political correctness has become. And for that, I genuinely applaud them.
I love that.
And I think that in and of itself is illuminating and showing how ridiculous the left can be, and freaking out and overreacting and just being dumb in the face of all this.
What's so awful for me is that these people have just gotten so, and I mean these people, like, on all sides, are so
these people
full of themselves that they can't take a joke.
Yes, exactly.
Like, they just
but yes,
angry.
Exactly. yes. And so for that, I applaud the organizers for putting that together. But I knew that what they're doing, the reason it's a bad joke, it's funny, I'll laugh at it, I'll enjoy watching the reactions, I'll stand next to them while they're making that joke. I'll literally,
Yep.
I didn't march in the parade, but I accepted the speaking slot and I was there on stage. Mm-hmm. And what's so funny is that
we had a gay co-host go and march in the parade. So, I mean,
yeah. Well, what I did was the same thing that they were doing to the people who were triggered by their leftist sensibilities, and triggered them by saying, look, the Constitution is a failed experiment or a racket that we can finally see through, but either way, it's time for America to admit it and move on. Technically, I'm not qualified to be here because I don't support the Constitution as the supreme law of the land. And I said in my speech, these people who invited me here must at least be better than Antifa at listening to someone who might disagree with them. Am I right? And the crowd goes, yeah! 5 minutes later, they're pulling the microphone out of my hand. Not even 5 minutes later. And I go to, at the end of, the gist of my speech was this whole cunty culture war is a nonsense distraction that keeps people fighting over petty, silly crap and ignoring the fact that if we united, we'd be able to take on our real enemies who are exploiting all of us. That this whole left-right divide is nonsense.
And this is what you were talking about when they pulled your mic out of your hand?
Basically, yeah. And I said the one thing that I like about this whole thing is that you've brought together everybody who so desperately needs a hug. If you think straight people really need a parade, maybe you need a hug. If you're threatened by that if you're triggered by that parade, you probably need a hug.
Yes.
If you're threatened by the gay agenda, you need a hug.
And you are wearing a free hug shirt
and
today.
if you, so I went back and forth, and I, if you're angry about anything, you probably just need a hug. And so I took off my button-down plaid, and I had my Free Hugs t-shirt underneath, and I said, I hereby declare a ceasefire in the culture war. Don't punch a Nazi, hug a Nazi. Free hugs for Antifa. Let's come together. This is all wrong. Thank you to the people who were smart enough to stay home today.
And you're covered in pepper spray.
And then I got pepper spray. But we got it. No one's answered the riddle yet.
We'll talk more about what happened in Boston coming up here. Also, we'll take your calls if you've got a question about it. You're welcome to. You can also bring up anything you want. The toll-free number is 855-450, free like freedom. This is Free Talk Live's Live Saturday show. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com.
I am giving away $100 in Bitcoin Cash on September 2, 2019. And I'm not giving it away because I like giving away money. Quite the contrary. It's because I need a favor. Please go to demo.freetalklive.com and fill out the survey there as thoroughly as you like. There's an optional email slot, and if you put your email in there, you will forever be signed up for whatever prize I'm giving to incentivize people that month to fill out my form. Advertisers need this info on our listeners, so fill it out as truthfully as you can, please. Demo.freetalklive.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project early movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. SaveItPurse.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
If you're David, a few well-chosen words can help level the playing field with Goliath. I'm Holland Cook from survivalspeech.com. Recently, I saw a Yellow Pages ad for an appliance repair company, and the headline read, "Why wait for Sears?" If you're going to the Yellow Pages, the Dead Sea Scrolls of advertising, you're ready to buy right now. So this is an attention-grabbing message. And how about the plumber whose radio ad says, "Call by noon Thursday, and we'll be there Saturday at no extra cost"? Smart guy. Most plumbing firms give their crew the weekend off. This one gives them Sunday and Monday off. In the words of a respected advertising executive, cut to the chase, make it quick, and tell me exactly what you can do for me, especially if you're looking for work. For more tips on critical communication skills for the way things are now, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can join us here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. With you tonight in the studio, it's me, Ian.
And Adam.
And Mark.
And you can dial in, or you can actually connect to our Discord server over at discord.lrn.fm. It is apparently, according to at least a couple of users, the most active libertarian Discord out there. So you want to jump in there. And you can interact with other liberty-minded folks, but it's not exclusively liberty. There's like a fascist guy or a socialist guy in there or whatever. So
just to make it interesting.
Yeah, you never know who's going to show up.
That.
So head on in there, and the top three rooms are our on-air call-in lines, and those will make you sound almost like you're sitting here in the studio with us. We're going to get back into more about what happened in Boston today, where, Adam, you were invited to speak at the Straight Pride Parade, the speaking portion of it.
Right.
and then during your speech, they decided to disinvite you and took your mic out of your hands. So I want to get more about the story here, but let's go to Donald. He's in Florida to start things out here. Donald, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, brothers.
Hey.
I just wanted to let you know I'm a first-time listener.
Welcome.
And I downloaded the app today. I'm loving the show.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for everything you do.
Thanks
I
for
just wanna
supporting
let you know-
independent media. That's huge. And as a guest host today, I want to say to everybody, support the show. Be an active and engaged audience.
Which app, man? Can I
Thank you,
ask which
Donald.
app you downloaded?
I just typed in Google Play Talk Live or Talk Free Live, and an app popped up that gives like all the same shows along the same line. So I can listen to different shows. You know what I mean? But yours is like right there in the top 5.
Cool. I don't know. I have no idea what app that is, but I'm glad we're there. So very cool. So what were you calling about tonight?
Well, I want to let you know, I was a strong supporter of Ron Paul, and I'll tell you, there's somebody that we're not mentioning, because I got hip to him and what he was all about and trying to educate us about, and Mr. Russo had interviewed him in a movie,
America, Freedom to Fascism.
Aaron Russo was his name. Yeah, rest in peace.
2004
That
Libertarian
woke me
Party presidential
completely
candidate
up,
as well.
Woke me completely up. Like, I found that DVD at a truck stop, and it had the word free written across it. And so I took it, and I watched it, and I was just sitting there like, these are all the things that I have suspected and kind of known, but they were like in the cobwebs of my mind, and now they have been listed in order, and they're showing what's really going on. I was like, holy crap. And let me tell you, I do believe that the biggest threat to this country, one of the biggest threats, is the Federal Reserve, 100%.
Yep.
And the control that they have over everything. And I'm just like, why can't people see this, But anyhow, keep it short.
Well, they don't. It's not that they can't see it. It's they've never been shown it. I mean, nobody talks about the Federal Reserve with the exception of people like us. Like you're not hearing any discussion about the Federal Reserve on talk radio generally.
Well, Bitcoin's a better entree to the subject in general, anyway.
Right. Well, actually, that was going to be my question for Donald was, have you gotten into cryptocurrency or Bitcoin?
No, I haven't, sir. I'll be honest, and I haven't looked at it enough or studied about it to know much about it.
Well, that's your next step. That's if you want to take the next step on this journey towards financial independence, this is one of the ways to get out from underneath the control of not just the Federal Reserve but every other central bank in the entire on the entire planet.
Absolutely.
So anybody anywhere needs to really take a serious look at cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Dash or Bitcoin Cash. There's tons of them out there.
Put your money where your heart is.
But learn the basics of these cryptocurrencies that allow. I was actually just out on the streets of Keene today. There's a music fest that they have once a year. It's a great little festival where they take the entire downtown Main Street. They've set up like 6 or 7 stages. So there's different bands as you walk up and down Main Street. I took a huge stack of cryptocurrency flyers out today and walked basically 1.5 loops around, like less than an hour. And I'd handed out a couple hundred flyers to people about cryptocurrency and got mostly positive responses from folks. And of course, a lot of people don't know anything about it. It's a way to get money out of the hands of the government and out of the hands of the banks. And when you cut out those middlemen who have historically been in the money business forever, as long as we've been alive and our grandparents and their parents have been alive, you cut the middlemen out. Then you get a form of money that's actually useful. It does what it says it's going to do. It's fast. It's low, very, very low fee, and it's effective and secure as well. And so, you got to look into this.
Right. Take a look at the politicians and bankers. Are those guys poor? I wonder why.
No.
Right. Donald,
hey, how can Nancy Pelosi know anything about us? I mean, the local down-to-earth people when she's worth, $81 million?
Yeah.
Come on now. What does she have in common with me? Seriously.
Well, hey, Donald, I just want to say about that DVD, if it didn't... Oh, thanks, Don. If that DVD didn't have a mark on it, it probably came from the CD printer of one Ernest Hancock of Freedom's Phoenix, Arizona.
Well, there was a big push behind that movie when it came out. I don't know if you you were probably over in the Middle East at that time. Were you still there in like
2004?
Yeah. So
but it was still big.
I was over there with you, brother.
Oh.
I was over there with you, brother, in 04. I was in Balad.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's good to know you're better now.
Donald,
I know.
thanks for the call tonight, man. I really appreciate hearing from you. Thanks for listening.
So freedom to fascism kept going.
A lot of
that
people.
That had legs.
It did have legs.
Years.
A lot of people have found the freedom movement because of that movie.
Yeah.
It was a real important thing that happened. And
Big
Mark,
gateway.
We were on the air back then.
Oh, yeah.
I remember we went to a screening that they had in Tampa at like an art house theater or something like that. They'd rented out a movie theater, and there was a kind of a presentation beforehand. And was Aaron Russo actually there? I don't remember.
No,
that.
Bernard von Nothaus was, though.
Really? Okay.
Liberty Dollar.
Yeah, and so they
Another
actually
great hero of the
they screened the movie, and they had a big promotional campaign for this thing. It was being shown in screenings across the United States, so it was more than just like an internet movie. In fact, YouTube didn't even exist back then, right?
Yeah.
2004 was a couple of years before YouTube.
I
even
watched it
came
on
out.
DVD on a laptop.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, the toll-free number if you want to join us here is 855-450-FREE. Now here we are in 2019, and Adam
We've got
Kokesh
YouTube.
gets his microphone cut off at this straight pride parade that was essentially an event designed to troll people, but apparently you trolled the organizers back.
I trolled the trolls so hard they
pulled your mic.
a mic out of my hand. Yeah. Well, they tried and failed, tried again, tried and failed.
Did they not know who you were? I mean, they invited you to speak.
Well, maybe they just thought I was proud to be straight. I don't know. I'm not ashamed to be straight, certainly, but
yeah.
I'm more of the mindset that pride is a sin in all forms. Yeah.
All right, so they pulled the mic out of your hands. The crowd wanted you to finish.
Yeah. But I just sort of skipped ahead. I knew they were gonna cut my audio. It was a wireless mic, and
what are you gonna do?
I took off my button-down plaid short-sleeve shirt, and I had the free hug shirt underneath, and I went into the crowd, and it was really enthusiastic. Like Chris says, there were 177 people there, and that might have been in the entire area. The crowd in front of the stage was like
dozens.
50 people maybe tops.
Okay.
And I think more than half of them gave me a hug, so that was nice.
Aww.
And then I went to try to cross the police barricade, and the cops wouldn't let me through. So I tried to hug the cop, and
that's what you got.
Cops are very. Are we giving this away already? Okay,
Yeah.
dang. All right, it's too easy to because now you know who censored me.
Right.
So the question is, did I get pepper sprayed or yelled at by cops or the counter protesters? I know that's still too hard to guess. Okay, yeah. But no. So the cops would go around, so I went around, and all along, we actually had some great little Antifa hug outs. And
did you get some hugs from the Antifa?
Yeah. No. Well, and then at the end, I walked through the main crowd of protesters. And when I was done speaking, I walked up to the gap and I was like, "Hey, I'm the free hugs guy. I'll come around. I'll see you in a minute." And I got over there, and most of them were like busy yelling at the next speaker, which was Milo Yiannopoulos, and they love yelling at him. And
he was like the featured speaker or whatever.
Yeah, and there was a little showdown with some unfriendly Antifa, but
we'll get into it.
It was a good scene.
More coming up here with Adam Kokesh, Ian and Mark in the studio as well. Our toll-free number for you, if you want to join us, is 855-450-FREE like freedom, 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Jake was in big trouble with the IRS. He owed how much?
$92 $5,000.
Ouch. The IRS left no room for Jake to breathe.
They put a lien on my house, took all the money out of my bank account, took money out of my paychecks. So it was a nightmare.
He needed help fast.
I figured that all these companies were the same until I called federal tax management. You could just tell they knew what they were talking about. Right then and there, I felt like I had some hope.
Stop the liens, levies, and garnishments fast and qualify for one of several special IRS programs that could reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. So, how'd it go for Jake?
They did what they said they would do. They came through for me. I ended up saving an unbelievable amount. I was so jazzed. I was extremely happy.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, take Jake's advice.
Give federal tax management a phone call. If they help me, they can help anybody.
Call the Federal Tax Management Hotline now. 800-503-8625. 800-503-8625. 800-503-8625.
Free Talk Live.
It's obvious the government expects people to pay taxes, whether or not they have a law.
They are a band of marauders. They're a violent band of thugs, and in my opinion, they're a group of strangers. I mean, if I all of a sudden wrote up an invoice for you, Robert, and sent it to your house saying, you owe Free Talk Live $5,000 this year, or if you don't pay us, we're going to send some people after you to punch your face in. Would you cut me a check? I mean, because that's essentially what they're doing. That's essentially what the IRS does. They write a bunch of strangers, people they don't know, an invoice, and they include a bunch of obscure instructions that you're supposed to understand. And then at the very bottom, it says, if you don't follow these instructions to the T, we are going to charge you with a criminal offense and throw you in the clink. This is a threat. And I don't take kindly to threats. I don't know about you.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com. Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live. You bring up whatever you want here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. By the way, I want to say thank you to R.J. Mort, who is a Free Talk Live Gold amplifier. R.J. Mort contributes $10 a month to our AMP program. AMP stands for Advertise, Market, and Promote, and it is a way for you to support what we do here at Free Talk Live. You like the fact that we're on the air 7 nights a week on broadcast radio on over 200 radio stations coast to coast throughout that week. That's how many stations we're on. If you appreciate the work that we're doing here, talking about liberty and freedom and cryptocurrency and peace, then please head over to amp.freetalklive.com and join the AMP program. It makes a big difference for us when you do that. It makes it so we can go from over 200 stations to maybe more than 300, or anything's possible, and we can do it with your help. And you get some cool perks, some benefits as well over at amp.freetalklive.com, ampamp.freetalklive.com. We are talking with Adam Kokesh here. He's in our studio as a guest co-host tonight.
Hey.
But we wanted to talk specifically about what happened today at the Straight Pride protest, or parade, I guess is what it was. There were protesters protesting the Straight Pride parade.
Adam,
and there were a
come speak
bunch
in the
of
library
cops
again.
there apparently as well.
Yeah.
You ended up getting pepper sprayed. We haven't gotten to that part of the story yet. We're going to get into it. We actually have Derek J. Freeman on the line here with us. Derek J. is on our Discord server at discord.lrn.fm. And you were there today.
I was there at the Straight Pride Parade. As soon as I heard about this event, I knew I needed to go. It was hilarious. Super happy fun America. Like, who are these people? And So I went with my video camera. I made sure that I was prepared. I had everything, backup batteries. I wanted to record both sides and really see, or all sides. You know, there were many different people with different messages.
There was every kind of stupid you could imagine. Don't be shy.
There really was, yeah. And people, like a lot of the Antifa, I would always ask the same question. You know, what brought you out here today, and what do you think of the event? And people would go off on whatever sort of tangent they thought was important. But it was really difficult for your listeners. One thing that's notable about this event was how difficult it was to move around from place to place. Like you try to go and be in the event or to witness it, and like barricades for miles. It was just, and there weren't that many people in attendance.
Right.
Sorry, what was that?
What's supposed to be 100?
I was saying there were dead zones, as in the cops had these big areas between the barricades where no one civilian was allowed at all.
Yeah, and I was trying to go through. Now, fun tip for anyone who wants like an extra superpower, if you're going to one of these events, I made a press badge, and anyone can do this. You just put it on a piece of paper and wear it around your neck, and you're press. And it was pretty much respected by anyone that like, well, are you credentialed? And I said, yeah, Shire Free Press. I had the one from like many years ago.
Wow.
Free Talk Live on the microphone. So walking around with a microphone, you look like
that
press.
Helps.
So yeah, it was good. And I would just randomly ask people who had like a sign, what does your sign mean? What does it mean to you? And so all these videos are going to be going up online, and I'm going to put the audio out there so that people can experience it for themselves. If you missed Super Happy Fun America time for this historic event,
you didn't miss anything.
It was pretty, like, I'll say it was fun for the parts that lasted, but it was really short. Like the parade that went through, there was a blow up dinosaur guy who was like dancing around. There was a Santa on a float that said Trump 2020, and he had a football helmet. It was like a bizarro world. As weird as gay pride parades can be, and they're pretty out there, this took the cake.
They were trying to keep it the opposite. They were telling me, like, there was a rumor, because I took my outer shirt off and I had a t-shirt on there, that I was going to strip naked, and they're like, no, we can't, we're not sexualizing this at all. It has to be. And I was like,
it's a straight pride parade. It's about sex.
Too bad. I was really hoping there would be like male and female making out on floats, you know, because that's what they have in gay pride parades. Gay guys are making out on floats. Why wouldn't they just be going at it?
We need to normalize heterosexual necking.
Yeah, let's see some procreation up there, guys.
So you were disappointed then by this parade.
I was hoping for more sexuality, but it was funny and a good time. It was tough to get into the event itself. So like people are going to bash. I know they're going to say, oh, it was low numbers, but I talked to dozens of people outside who wanted to get in, and they seemed like they were, they just couldn't get in, and they were disappointed.
I couldn't get in for a long time, even going, hey, I'm supposed to be speaking at this thing. Can you let me in?
Yeah.
And it was a nightmare.
Were you trying to get through the police?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
there were like several layers of police, and they would be like, oh, you go around there. You have to go all around City Hall. It was like, oh, walk 10 blocks this way, basically. And then you go there, and then they'll like, oh, no, you got to walk all around the other way.
Yep. I did the back and forth. Like, we did a lot of walking today, just trying to get in. It was crazy. But Derek, I got to say about the disappointment, I think part of the fun for people like you and me going to an event like this with perspective that's just like, I don't have any attachment to either side here. It's all stupid. Is that part of the fun of this is the roller coaster of constantly getting your hopes up and being disappointed, and getting your hopes up and being disappointed. And then you go, well, at least that was funny.
To that point, I must say, Adam, you had a lot of courage to speak the way you did to the crowd and say the things that you did, because it's always difficult to speak truth to power, but then like to be
call it that, but I appreciate your point.
No, it's not exactly that. It's not truth to power, but it's truth to someone who
doesn't want to hear it.
And and they didn't want to hear it, and there were some who were like, they were booing you.
Yeah.
And
oh wow. Oh yeah.
I didn't think that was I mean, I dug what you were saying more than anyone else's point.
What were they booing about? I mean, do you recall any of the boo points?
The main thing was the Constitution. The first thing I said about that, and I told them to boo. I wanted it to be like a fun interactive speech. I said, if you want to boo, like boo.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
but I didn't want the mic pulled out of my hand. I wanted to finish everything I had written down there.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have liked to have heard the end, the full speech, and maybe you'll give it someday.
I posted
like
the
online or
text.
something.
Yeah, I posted the
Oh,
text
good.
and I
Where-
read it
where
for
do
a little
people go to
live
see
show
that?
tonight. Just on my Facebook page or Twitter.
Twitter. Okay.
And-
What's the Twitter?
Yeah.
At Adam Kokesh.
At Adam Kokesh.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Derek
Yeah,
J.
so I
Thanks,
thought it was
Derek.
good.
Yeah,
What
it was
about
good
the rest
it was
of
good
it?
to see you in the street there.
Were you there when the pepper
Thanks.
spraying happened, Derek J?
Yeah, I was heading home, and I was going straight down the street, and then a stampede starts coming towards me. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And I had been putting away, the adrenaline was down. I'd put my phone away. I was charging up my camera and stuff. And so I quickly ripped everything out, and I see Vermin Supreme of all people is running at me. And I was like, I grab a quick interview from him, and one of his friends had just been arrested, and he was pepper sprayed. They were all pepper sprayed. It was a scene, man.
Wow.
There were a lot of people there, and then there was this silence where everyone was standing around, waiting for, is there going to be another wave? Are we just going to do this again? What's happening? I didn't see what triggered the initial pepper spraying. It seemed from.
Sorry,
what was
Derek.
it?
Yeah, I was there for that. I think there was some confrontation with the police that was in the middle of the protest crowd.
The counter protesters,
right? There was right. Yeah, thank you. There was at first isolated, but then the police got the command to just clear that whole street. And it was like there were 3 waves, and I think you caught the third one at the intersection. The first one was where I was standing, and I was 10 feet away. I was really surprised that I got pepper sprayed. The cops were in an actual physical wrestling match with a couple dudes as they were trying to push the crowd back with their bicycles. And they were pepper spraying, and I was trying to get away, and I had my shirt over my nose, okay, I'm not going to breathe in the fumes. And I look back for a second to see what's going on, and it seemed like from at least a good 6 feet away, as I'm trying to get away, cop hits me square in the face with the pepper spray, and I was out of it. And so there was the crowd started running up the hill towards that intersection where Derek was, I'm assuming, and I could not see. I don't know, Chris, my sense of time was a little warped there too. It was a good 15, 20 minutes. I couldn't open my eyes at all, and people were helping me with milk of magnesium. And this is something I got to hand it to the lefties on. And I don't know, they when they go and protest and they have medics who are non-governmental, they know their stuff and they do a good job. And so they were there on top of me and the other people who got pepper sprayed. And 20 minutes later, it was at least I could open my eyes. And then came the second wave of them just starting to push people. And then there was this weird third wave where they arrested the guy in the blue shirt with the bullhorn that Derek was right on top of, right? With Vermin.
No, I don't know who that was.
Okay.
I know that Rod, the guy who directed Vermin Supreme's movie, was arrested.
Yeah, that was it. It was Rod. It was Rod who got arrested at that right before you got to that intersection.
Yeah,
crazy times.
Well, the only violence was the people who were wearing black. I mean,
the police.
It was all peaceful and fine. Yeah.
No, it was the people wearing neon green vests
with the cops.
Yeah.
Derek J, was there more that you wanted to share? Or is it pretty much
no? That's
the scoop?
it.
Hey, thanks. Looking forward to seeing the video. You're going to post that over at freekeen.com. You told me earlier, right?
Yeah, I'm on it.
I'm so glad to have you back out in the streets. It's so great seeing Derek out there again. Hey, thanks, man, for the call. I appreciate hearing from you.
Thank you, guys.
We got more on the way here. Hour number 3 is coming up. 8:55, 450 free allows you to join us on the radio. This is Free Talk Live.
Anarchadelphia is a conference dedicated to the principles of liberty, individual sovereignty, and freedom from coercion, located in Philadelphia, the cradle of liberty. Anarchadelphia seeks to shed light on issues such as geopolitics, blockchain economics, spiritual health and wellness, as well as exposing the Earth's sacred hidden knowledge, featuring Mark Passio, Max Egan, Derek Brose, Jeff Berwick, and many more this September 13th through 15th. For info and tickets, visit anarchadelphia.com.
You love Bitcoin. It's the future, right? Well, no, not if everyone stops using it. I mean, think about it. How many places in your town take Bitcoin? 1? None? Let's be real. If this Bitcoin thing is ever going to happen, it's going to need your help. The good news is, the guys at AnyPay have your back. We built a website called helpmetakebitcoin.com, and it's a place you can send any business, and they'll be set up to take Bitcoin in 5 minutes. Helpmetakebitcoin.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you're helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,521, silver at $18.37, and Bitcoin is trading around $9,625. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high-availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, an FBI crime lab is examining 2 cameras from the area outside Jeffrey Epstein's cell, which reportedly malfunctioned the night he died, according to Reuters, citing a law enforcement source. The Mind Unleashed reports the 2 cameras would have had a view into the Manhattan jail cell where, on August 10th, Epstein was found hanging by his bedsheet in what has been ruled a suicide. During a Tuesday court hearing, Epstein's lawyers told U.S. District Judge Richard Berman that they doubted Epstein committed suicide and that the pedophile's injuries were far more consistent with assault than hanging, according to one of the attorneys. The 66-year-old financier was arrested July 6 on charges of sex trafficking minors and pleaded not guilty. He was denied a request for pretrial release, after which he was found with injuries he says were inflicted by his cellmate, according to his attorneys. During Tuesday's hearing, 16 women testified that Epstein had sexually abused them. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Solar panels that catch fire are not desirable or eco-friendly. Activist Post says it's bizarrely coincidental that the combustible panels are being made by Elon Musk's company, which also sells flamethrowers. According to the Philadelphia Inquirer, Walmart is suing Tesla because of solar panels that caught fire at 7 of its stores. The lawsuit alleges that poorly trained installers who Tesla hired for Walmart were at fault, not the actual units. In 2018, Tesla solar panels also caught fire at an Amazon warehouse. Amazon has no plans to install any more of them. More bad news on solar panels was reported in a July segment of Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson. Many solar panels are turning out to be an expensive disappointment and even toxic. Elon Musk's company has also been launching satellites into space to beam 5G millimeter waves at Earth. An online petition calling for the return of an incoming Harvard freshman who was denied entry into the United States has garnered thousands of signatures. Harvard College Act on a Dream, a student-run organization, launched the online petition Wednesday, demanding the safe entry of Ismail B. Ajawi. As of Friday morning, the petition has more than 5,000 signatures. Ajawi told the Harvard Crimson that he flew into Logan International Airport on August 23rd, only to spend hours in questioning. He said an officer searched his electronics and noted that he has friends on social media who have posted critical statements against the United States. His student visa was canceled, and he was deported. Harvard University spokesman Jason Newton confirmed that university officials were working with the student's family and authorities to resolve the issue. The petition calls upon Congress to act in support of Ajoui and for Harvard to continue working to secure his reentry. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
I'm Brooke Alvarez, and while I may not acknowledge your presence in person, and if you try to approach me, you'll most certainly be hit in the face with the stinging nettles I carry on me at all times, I like to take a moment every now and again to answer your questions so that you can get to know the real me. Here's a tweet from @Kirkamunga saying, what is the most important thing to remember when talking to people who may not be as informed as you? I love this question, Kirkamunga. There are 3 simple steps to dealing with uninformed people. First, when you realize that someone doesn't know something, repeat very loudly in their face the thing they don't know. For example, you don't know who the Prime Minister of Zimbabwe is? Second, look to everyone around you and let them know that this person is completely ignorant. Hey everyone, Sebastian doesn't know who the Prime Minister of Zimbabwe is. Third, you call up the Prime Minister of Zimbabwe and tell him that Sebastian doesn't know who he is, and then laugh really loudly until the ignorant person just leaves in utter shame. If you'd like to ask me a question, just tweet it to my handle @BrookeAlvarez or post it to my Facebook wall.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live, and we're launching into the third hour of the program here. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Apparently, the Navy is now recruiting by buying YouTube influencers. Maybe if we get a chance, we can talk about that, since Adam Kokesh, our guest co-host here tonight, knows a thing or two about YouTube.
No.
He's got a YouTube channel.
Don't get me started.
We'll get into it. Maybe. But we're still talking about Boston and what happened with the straight pride rally / parade speech thing. You got your microphone pulled. We got into that afterwards. So you were speaking. You were invited to speak. They wanted you to speak. Then they changed their mind halfway or most of the way through your speech, pulled the mic out of your hands. You then went down into the crowd, and there was some
free hugs.
You were giving out free hugs, but there was some interactions with Antifa.
Well, just to back up for a second, for people just joining us, the gist of my speech was the whole culture war is a BS distraction. You're fighting the wrong people over petty crap. The left-right divide is nonsense. We should unite against the real enemy,
which is
fight the system,
the state.
Fight the state. Yeah, and I said, the one thing I love about these events is that they bring together all the people who so desperately need a hug.
Right.
And laid out some of the reasons. And yeah, I trolled the trolls. And I guess I trolled them hard enough they couldn't take it. Mark pointed out, wait a second, the people who invited Milo Yiannopoulos couldn't take Adam Kokesh? What the heck?
It's true.
And it's like, yeah, I guess
the badge of honor.
I feel like I'm at like some kind of super troll leveled up status right now, where I'm like, ooh, I don't know. Should I use my powers for good or evil? But yeah, so I went off the stage giving out free hugs, and finally got around to the counter protesters, and it's actually been a fantasy of mine for a long time to really talk to Antifa people, and I've tried a few different ways and never been able to get someone who I thought was credible to sit down and even do an interview with me as Antifa.
Right. I can't even, I don't know who these people are, what they stand for.
I think they're all shills. If I was, this was in my speech, if I was Donald Trump, I'd bankroll all of them. Don't look at liberals as kind, compassionate people. Just look at these masked thugs.
Yep.
Don't look at conservatives as caring, considerate human beings. Just look at these freaks with tiki torches.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
silly.
what they do. Yeah. That's the media.
It's the whole shtick.
All right, so you go down into the crowd after your speech. You're giving out free hugs. At what point does the pepper spray come into play?
Well, hold on. This is the scene with Antifa is first, actually.
Okay.
And the fantasy of mine has been to go talk to him, to do man on the street interviews.
Right, that's
to
what you do on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, to do the Socratic dialogue where I put people on the spot and I ask them hard questions. And if they're not open-minded, they look silly. And I think that would be an easy thing to accomplish with most of these people with Antifa. And I've seen the attempts at interviewing them. But the idea of saying, look, I am meeting you with free hugs. Let's talk. I was willing to stand with the Nazis over there if that's how you want to misrepresent them. Fine. I'm here now. Free hugs. What's up? And we weren't sure how this confrontation was going down. We gamed this out like, are they going to just bum rush you? Like, are you going to get stabbed right away? And I'm thinking, well, we're going to make sure we have a few cameras there at least. We're going to go in calm. We wanted to create a scene going across the no-go zone, but the cops were really not going to let that happen. So we had to go around and come to the crowd from behind. But at one point, after giving out a bunch of free hugs, I was surrounded by the legit Boston Antifa,
the black blockers,
people
masks,
in all black, full masks, like not just I'm wearing a mask to cover my nose and mouth for pepper spray, but like goggles and hoodies.
Yeah,
and
you can't identify these people.
Very careful people avoiding being identified, and there were like 10 of them in a discrete circle around me, and there was kind of a crowd behind me, and there were a handful of people supporting me going like, did you see what he just said to this is guy's like, no, this guy trolled the trolls, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm trolling you guys too. Like but I'll hugs, come on, who wants a hug? And while these guys, they were standing there just holding up their middle fingers, like flipping me off, and there were people. Now Chris tells me, what did they yell? Give him a Boston beatdown. I actually didn't hear that, but I heard a lot of people saying stuff like that, like, oh, so go punch that guy. He's a Nazi. I'm Jewish. Well, he's standing with the Nazis. Punch him. Okay. Yeah, well, that's better. He's a libertarian. Punch him. Okay. Yes, punch me for being a libertarian. Now you're talking sense, at least. At
least they know what they're punching over.
At least you know what you're punching me for now. And every minute or so, someone would come out of the crowd.
Let's get give a picture here, right? So here you are, Fallujah combat veteran, and not one of the little ones either, right? Like you work out with weights all the time. You're trained by the United States military to harm people. So what does Boston Antifa look like? I mean, besides having masks on.
Why are you setting me up to be the mean guy?
Are they little?
Mark?
Are they skinny?
I think
because I don't think they go work out. That's why.
I think I saw a few of them who weighed less than one of my legs.
Yeah,
and there was a point at which I was really scared. Like you said, it was the what Chris Pratt Velociraptor scene where there's and I'm like, breathe careful. Oh crap. Oh, and then I was really, and a lot of them were like yelling stuff, and like they were like, like I thought, well, are they going to jump me? And then I realized there were only like 5 who were right in front of me who were like being aggressive and trying to and at some point I was like, well, if the 5 of them decided to jump me, they might get the best of me, but it would take all of them. And they're all going to get really hurt. And I could probably pin 2 or 3 of them down, and 1 or 2 might get away if my friends don't help. But this is not going to end well for them. And at that point, it was a lot easier for me to stay calm.
And
are they known for jumping
being aggressive with a guy who has a free hugs T-shirt on?
Yeah,
right. But
they were confused.
Are the Antifa known for jumping people, or are they known for
yeah.
using weapons against them? You know what I mean? Like they're not
both.
Yeah, because I mean they don't seem like the kind of people just because of their size who wouldn't be armed with something.
Right. Well, what was so cool about it was more that they were confused, and they knew that not only like, hey, I look like I have some meat on me and I know how to stand up straight, and I'm looking you right in the eyes. If you come at me, it's not going to end well for you. And there was some of that, but the best part of it was that every minute or so, someone would come out of the crowd and hug me. And half of them were Antifa people. They were people at least fully masked up. So like there's this crowd of Antifa, this line going, get him, get him, get him. And then every now and then someone would like break ranks with them to give me a hug. And the guys who were like, get him, were all just like, they just kind of diffused.
Yeah.
And I was just
disarming.
super calm in the middle, just like, who wants hugs? Who wants to talk?
But none of them wanted to talk.
You want to yell and talk crap? Okay, well, you want to talk? Oh, no, you don't want. And then, so to your question about the pepper spray then, because this is what, that scene was coming to like a beautiful resolution.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody was calm and people were starting to go, I don't know what to do when he's offering free hugs. I guess I'll go yell at the police now. You know, it was kind of getting to that, and the cops started pushing people back. And with Derek, when Derek was on, we talked about that first wave.
Mm-hmm.
This is when they first started to clear the streets, and I looked over my shoulder and I saw that they were pepper spraying, and I put my shirt over my nose, like I'm not going to breathe any of these, you know, overspray fumes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm backing away, and I didn't think I was in harm's way. Like, just close enough to see. Like, I was at first like 10, 20 feet away. And then it like surged because the cops were in a actual like wrestling match with one of the protesters. And I saw one cop just kind of lunge towards us, and the whole line of cops lunged in our direction. And I look over my shoulder to see what's going on. And I don't want to say, because I want to see the video footage first before I like describe the physicality of this. But I turn around and cops like spraying people right in the faces, and I got it. Oof. And it was like, I've been pepper sprayed before.
Yeah, this was worse
for demonstration purposes with my eyes open. This was like CS. It was some like my arms are tingling now. Like they're still
every
burning.
now and then I can get a little tingle like in the back of my throat just sitting in the room with you.
And we're rubbing off CS crystals.
Yeah, there's more coming up here in moments. And it was nice of the police to prove your point that they are the enemy.
Yeah.
There's more coming up here. 855 450 free, like freedom.
You're not a wild animal, and you shouldn't be tagged and tracked like one. Where you go and what you do every minute of the day, tracked and recorded by your mobile phone, is often more revealing than your browser history. And tech companies make a fortune selling your location history without your consent. GoDark bags prevent location tracking and protect your privacy by instantly blocking all cell phone, GPS, and Wi-Fi signals to your mobile device. Plus, they're durable, water-resistant, and built for a lifetime of protection. Visit GoDarkbags.com/FTL. That's GoDarkbags.com/FTL.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite.
Dynavite is nutrition.
Pick up 2 bottles of Lico Chops, get the 3rd bottle free.
New improved Lico Chops with omega-3, omega-6, vitamin E.
And now, 6 extra direct-fed microbials.
Even better for the digestive tract and immune system.
Try Lico Chops. Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynavite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Do you have a crypto wealth advisor or coach? If so, has your cryptocurrency advisor been investing in technology stocks for over 20 years? Have they left the corporate world and retired? Or are they still trying to make a weekly paycheck? Have they produced 6-figure results for their customers in the past 30 days? And very importantly, are they a member of the Digital Currency Council? Seth Maniscalco is the founder of Crypto Wealth Coach and CryptoWealthCoach.com. Seth invested in his first Roth IRA at 19 years old while living abroad and has been investing in Wall Street and technology for over 20 years with experience in all the money markets. By comparison, so many of these so-called crypto gurus have barely been alive for 20 years. Seth has not only experienced personal success from his own investments in crypto, he has also helped his clients earn 6- and 7-figure incomes, including helping investors make over $750,000 in EOS in 90 days and 1,225% in only 5.5 months with Chainlink. Seth has help for the small do-it-yourself guy on up to crypto whales. Increase your wealth. Visit CryptoWealthCoach.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up what you want. All you have to do is dial here toll free. Our number for you is 855-450-FREE. It's 855-450-3733. We can talk about anything. You can bring up whatever you want. And in the studio tonight, it's me, Ian.
And Adam.
And Mark. As you know, as far as investing goes, gold has definitely been on the move recently. It's hit highs in the last from the last 5 years. A record, not record highs, all-time highs, but records for the last 5 years. And it's historically known to be one of the most secure investments. McIlvaney ICA has a free report that you can download if you'd like to learn more about investing in precious metals. The report is the 6 advantages of adding precious metals to an IRA and how you can double your ounces. McIlvaney ICA has a program that is intended to help you to increase the number of ounces of gold or silver that you might have. Get it online at icagoldsilver.com right now. McIlvaney ICA is also offering a free portfolio review. They're America's foremost precious metals advisors and have been since 1972. ICA's pioneered practices and leading strategies for compounding ounces, and they have helped people take delivery of precious metals, both with domestic and international fine storage options, also for decades. They also have helped thousands of investors with precious metals IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review. I'll give you the telephone number here. Or you can go to icagoldsilver.com and download the free report right there. icagoldsilver.com, and the number is 800-525-9556. 800-525-9556. icagoldsilver.com.
All right, let's go to your calls and thoughts. If there's more from the straight pride rally that you want to talk about here, Adam, we can get into that. But let's talk first to Nathan. He's on the line in Lynchburg, Virginia, listening to WLNI FM. Go ahead, Nathan.
Hey, I was just curious. Did you guys perhaps catch Chappelle's last hour-long program?
No, but I have to now. I've heard about it too many times.
Yeah, I heard that he triggered some people with some really great jokes, but I have not seen it either. Mark,
it's
have
on
you
my
seen
list.
This?
No, same as you guys.
Well, I've seen it, and it was hilarious, and I loved it. I mean, he picks on everyone all the time. But if any other entertainer would say the same stuff that he said, they would probably lose their job and be banished from Hollywood and everything else. Why is it that he seems to be able to get away with it, while Michael Richards might mention something of what I just said, that it's because, well, Michael Richards, you know what he said recently, right?
No, I have no idea.
I don't know who he is.
This is the guy from the Seinfeld show, right?
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Kramer.
What? Who's lost it and had a little racist tirade?
He did.
You mean that by
recently?
Recently in Kramer's life is like 3 years ago now.
Well, no, I know, but recently he came out and said that the only reason, like, you could pick on white people, you could pick on Asians, you could pick on any minority or any ethnicity, but as soon as you pick on the black people or say certain words, you can call a white person anything you want, but you can't call black people a certain word. It's sort of showing this the double standard that we have in our society, that it's okay for black people to say the N-word, but if a white person says it, it's wrong. And it's okay for black people to pick on the LGBT community, but if a white comedian would do that, they would never hear the end of it.
So is that what Chappelle did?
I'm assuming because I haven't seen it, but I think you're getting at something really important, but you're still off on a key point here, because if you're going to tell people the truth, make them laugh, or they'll friggin' kill you.
Right. That's right.
And there was nothing in what Richard said that was
funny,
really truthful or funny. And there is something.
He was on a
right. It was a little racist rant. It wasn't. He wasn't being funny, and it wasn't getting at any deeper truth. It was disgusting and shameful, and it was responded to somewhat appropriately. I didn't get into it, but the difference, and I think what people are praising Chappelle for, which is great, is that he is capitalizing on the fact that he has his celebrity cemented, and he's not going to be hurt by pissing people off with the way that he has. And kudos to him for stepping out like that. It's awesome, and I'd love to.
So what did he say? I mean, obviously you can't retell the joke as well as he did, but what was it?
Yeah.
You said you've seen it, Nathan. So I mean, what was
Nathan? What was the most important gist of it?
Well, he was picking on the political correctness of this day. He was standing up for that other comedian who, what's his name? The white comedian. I forgot his name now. Darn it. But
all those white guys look alike.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they're so hard to tell the difference between them. But this was a ginger one, so
Okay.
Anyway,
that was one of the lines, wasn't it? Is that you can still pick on gingers?
Yeah, no, he actually didn't pick on the gingers this time. That was mine. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, he was basically ripping and roaring on the modern society we live in, that you can't, and he was going against liberals for the most part on every issue except for abortion, which surprised me. Well, it doesn't surprise me about abortion, but it surprised me that he was taking a conservative, it seemed to me, and I'm a conservative myself. He was making me laugh because he was bringing out all this garbage that we've been dealing with for the past 10 years or plus, with how our society is changing so rapidly towards sensitivity, emotionalism, and dropping out logic and reasoning. And he was just kind of bringing it back. And I think someone like him could quickly, if you just clean his act up a little bit, could become a political, social figure with the way he's standing and what he's doing.
He doesn't have to clean up anything. I think there was a period in this country, just in the 60s and 70s even, when celebrities would speak out more. Think about the comedians of that era who, Bill Hicks, George Carlin. There's so many others I'm leaving out, obviously, but like there was a period of
Bill
time.
Cosby.
That was an intentional omission. Thank you, Ian. But no, there was a period when, when comedians and other celebrities would feel more comfortable weighing in, and it's like it's been beaten out of the industry.
They've been silenced in a lot of ways.
Like controlled.
But with the stuff he's been saying about okay, if you guys watch the special, just pay attention to what he says about the LGBT community. If any other comedian would say what he said, even though a lot of it, in my opinion, was true, they would absolutely destroy it.
Well, they may try to come after him. I mean, who knows? They may try to shut him out of certain comedy clubs and that sort of thing.
Supposedly, he's quoted as saying
I heard NPR today, and there was some already talking about it.
Yeah,
on
it wouldn't
NPR,
surprise me.
Which is the beginning of it. But are they going to really pursue his career and his lifestyle, or are they just going to let him go? Because
only time will tell. But I mean, kudos to him for speaking out. Like I said, none of us in here have heard it, but it definitely is something I should check out because people are talking about
good
it.
Things.
Yeah, I mean, I loved his show that he did. It was a hilarious program. You were going to say, Mark? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he said that a recent quote, I guess, is that that these these sober leftists, these people that can't take a joke, are the hardest people to entertain. He's never had anybody that's so difficult.
Hey, Nathan, thanks for the call. Thanks for recommending that program. Apparently, it was a Netflix special called Sticks and Stones.
Yep. Thank you, Nathan.
Appropriately titled, I suppose. Yeah, appreciate the call. There's more coming up
timed.
here. 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. You can take control of the airwaves and bring up whatever's on your mind here on Free Talk Live's live Saturday show. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com.
I'm crazy about My Magic Mud. This is the most important oral care product created this millennium, and I'm not kidding. We all have different opinions on politics and issues, but we all have mouths. And I want yours to be as clean as possible, with teeth as bright as they were meant to be. I will never be without My Magic Mud. It's a little surprising, but man, does it work. If you only listen to one thing I say ever, go to mymagicmud.com and get 20% off with code FTL. mymagicmud.com, code FTL.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is a special alert for business owners, consultants, coaches, folks planning retirement, entrepreneurs, and anyone who is saving and investing to build a financial future. You are likely aware that financial privacy for most people has recently died a miserable death. And let's face it, without privacy, there really is no security, is there? Bankrupt governments and banks on the verge of collapse are perhaps the biggest threat to your financial future today. The Lighthouse Law Club recognizes this and has been working diligently to provide safe, secure, and productive tools to ensure your privacy, your financial security, and your future financial well-being, despite the catastrophes which many people fear are looming ahead of us. Find out more with a variety of free videos on the YouTube channel for Lighthouse Law Club. Just search YouTube for Lighthouse Law Club and secure your future today.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Dial in toll free here if you want to join us on the radio. Our number is 855-450, free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Tonight, it's Ian here.
And Adam.
And Mark.
And don't forget to check out Adam's website, thefreedomline.com. And now that is not your campaign site.
But it'll get you there.
Okay, so it links to the
Easier
campaign.
than remembering how to spell my funny last name.
Right. Thefreedomline.com. Check him out there as we go back to your phone calls and thoughts. We're going to talk to Ryan Ramsey on the line in Florida. Ryan, welcome to Free Talk Live.
Welcome.
Hey, good to have you. What were you calling about tonight?
Well, me and Adam were having a discussion earlier, and I told him I would call in, and we were talking about the culture wars and various stuff. I will say the last segment, that was good stuff. I've seen that special, and it's really interesting. I think
talking about Dave
we
Chappelle.
should all think about is, the Dave Chappelle thing. Like I've always said, the kind of solution to racial problems is to all just like laugh at each other and just like stop being, sensitive.
Yeah.
To be, you know what I mean? Like,
Carlos
come on,
Mencia
man.
kind of racism.
I mean, like really, like it only has power if we make it have power in our minds. I mean, the legislative part is over. There's no discriminatory law per se.
Now, Adam actually told us off the air that apparently you are a former racist.
Oh yeah. I was a leader in the I grew up in Los Angeles, and I got basically I was I kind of joke with people about it. I said I was more Rosa Parks than American history. Actually, they were just beating me up because I was white and everybody else was like not white where I live. So I joined the military and joined the Navy, traveled the world, met people. So now I'm probably one of the more successful actual anti-racists there is, but they call me one still just because of my past association. But that's
Ryan,
neither here nor there,
I really want to encourage you, and now that I get a chance to call you out publicly, I really want you to tell your story more. I really think you should be a known quantity in the freedom movement. People should know your story, because what I've seen is a really disgusting reaction to someone coming away from a bad idea, from a hateful idea. And I was attacked by a lot of different people for a lot of stupid guilt by association reasons, for just showing up at the straight pride event at all, even though I was going to troll it in my own way. And one of them was that I was affiliated with you. And I was like, you're saying that you're against racism and you're attacking someone for being a former racist? Like, and I know that's a real oversimplification, but it's just
listen,
like,
Adam, this is
holy crap.
This is a powerful concept. This is really important that people understand, and this is the biggest indictment that I can give you on Antifa and all these sort of tactics.
Mm-hmm.
I started out, I left this like white nationalist thing in like 2009. I met like 4 guys. We decided we want to do something about gun rights. We end up, by 2010, I'm in the Florida Senate. We passed this like landmark bill, which pretty much defined the last governor election, because we sued Andrew Gillum like 3 times. And we founded this group that has 20,000 dues-paying members, Florida Carry, one of the most successful grassroots gun lobbies. And that led me to the Libertarian Party, right? Because I want to broaden my sort of issue scope, right? So all these guys are like, wow, we could just like quit being white power skinheads and being violent, and we could like go actually just like speak and go do peaceful means of actually get something done instead of being marginalized and get prison sentences, right?
Yeah.
So
well, hold on.
Before
Before you continue, I mean that's not what you typically expect out of a white nationalist, white power, Nazi separatist to just all of a sudden be like, oh, let's just quit doing this. I mean, what was it that led you to that conclusion?
Well, it sounds like a maturation
I was
of
never,
an activist.
I think a big misconception about a lot of white nationalism sort of things is like people think it's just like you just wake up one day and you're just like, I don't like black people. It wasn't like that. A high school in this part of Southern California that I grew up in, it was like a prison yard. You pretty much have to pick a side, and like they're gonna, these guys are gonna attack you whenever they can, and you have to try to out intimidate. I mean, I got a. It's just pretty much how, so a lot of these people, so you grow up, I joined the military, I start traveling the world. Of course you meet people that aren't white that are cool. And then what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like I've never had it was never like that really. But
so hold on, just slow down for just a second here. I want to make sure I'm following what you're saying. So you grew up in a place where racial lines were sort of drawn that you were thrown into. You had to pick a side.
And he was a white minority, right?
Correct. I mean, my high school was there was like 40% of people speaking English, or something. So they're like, "This is the Norteño's bathroom. You can't use it." And
when you got out into the rest of the world, into the rest of the world, you were then encountering people who were normal, and they were, a different color than you, but they were all right. They were good people, and that
absolutely,
helped.
yeah. I mean, certainly in the Navy. It's the same. They call people from all over the country, right? So you're bound to meet people, and then you travel the world. You go to all these countries, and you meet people, and you're like, wow, this is cool.
Right.
It's kind of untenable. I tell people my moment was when I said, so really my enemies, actually, like my political, as I became more well-read, I'm like, my enemies are pretty much white liberals who pretty much want to pit me against all these other people. So I sort of was like, is Hillary my squad because she's white, but like Thomas Sowell's not my squad, or like.
Well, hold on, Ryan. Just to jump. Hold on,
Yeah,
Ryan. Just to jump ahead to make sure you're not trying to demonize white liberals as a demographic here. I'm assuming you ultimately came to realize the string pullers behind that whole system, right?
Well, yeah, no, I'm not talking about. When I talk about a political ideology, I only attack the ideology, never the people. I think that we actually. That's a whole nother. We don't want to go off on too many tangents, but like, honestly, that is the idea of attaching personhood to political stuff is really a driving thing. That's actually a problem. But
yes, and you get over that.
It's a reality you have to deal with. Right, but no. But my point was, I'm like, okay, like, who are these people that are like, I'm like thinking like Dianne Feinstein. I'm from California originally, so she's a chick trying to take my guns, and then I got Hillary. She's pretty much like this, like Alinskyite Marxist, whatever, and I'm just like, but all these people are like, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like the people that made Obama were almost predominantly white, and I've written a lot of articles and stuff on this whole thing of the civil rights movement and the Marxism. Like there's always a good vein, and I think the Libertarian Party fails at not identifying always well, and sometimes we get lumped in with these people that we probably shouldn't be because they have ulterior motives. But no, it's never about personhood. I'm not demonizing a white person who's a liberal. I'm just saying I started to realize, how can I hate black people? Because really it's like a bunch of, white Democrats that were passing this crap and trying to pit us against each other. So I started looking at it a bigger deal. Like I identify more with Malcolm X than I do with a, Democrat Bernie voter or something,
Yeah, so you realize
well
that it's the individual that matters, and that there are individuals who are against your belief systems, regardless of what their skin color is.
Well, sure, and there's the thing about it about groupthink or whatever is that there's always positive and negative in that, and I think that I actually wrote an article about, and it really pissed off a lot of my old white nationalist friends. It was called "White Unity?" And I said, you're selling yourself short because really, like German history, French history, their language, their food, like everything is so different. You're just selling yourself short to call yourself white. And then I talk about that guy in Finland, the White Death. He was with a sniper in the Winter Wars, and he killed like hundreds of communists by himself with a rifle. And I'm like, that guy's a fucking hero.
Oh, I'm sorry, we can't let you say that on the radio. We were concerned that there might have been something earlier, but I talked over top of it, so it was hard to really hear it. But it was a good call, and
Ryan
I definitely
is a child of the internet as well.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate hearing from him. It'd be interesting to actually get him in the same room with Christopher Cantwell. Who's a former host here
would be interesting.
on Free Talk Live, who became a racist.
It's kind of like I'd like to interview both of them, but before I do, like actually have a chart of their paths ideologically somehow graphically represent that.
Because Cantwell had sort of a reverse path where he was a libertarian, he became a racist, and now he's sort of like one of the more noteworthy.
Well, he never got the love at the bottom of libertarianism.
No,
he never got there.
No, well, he didn't
was
love
smart.
himself.
He got
that was one problem. But hey, Ryan, thank you for the call. I do appreciate hearing from you, and we got more on the way here in the remaining moments actually of Free Talk Live. And you can join us here, 855-450-FREE, like freedom, 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
Jake was in big trouble with the IRS. He owed how much?
$92,000.
Ouch. The IRS left no room for Jake to breathe.
They put a lien on my house, took all the money out of my bank account, took money out of my paychecks. So it was a nightmare.
He needed help fast.
I figured that all these companies were the same until I called Federal Tax Management. You could just tell they knew what they were talking about. Right then and there, I felt like I had some hope.
Stop the liens, levies, and garnishments fast and qualify for one of several special IRS programs that could reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. So, how'd it go for Jake?
They did what they said they would do. They came through for me. I ended up saving an unbelievable amount. I was so jazzed. I was extremely happy.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, take Jake's advice.
Give Federal Tax Management a phone call. If they help me, they can help anybody.
Call the Federal Tax Management Hotline now. 800-503-8625. 800-503-8625. 800-503-8625.
Fellow Patriots, my name is Todd Savage, founder of BlackRifleRealEstate.com. Like you, I was a prisoner of the alt-left sanctuary state until one day I chose to lead my family to freedom. Today we live on a sustainable 20-acre homestead where we shoot, hunt, garden, and homeschool our children without the tyranny of the nanny state looking over us. If you're ready to flee the city to the freedom of Idaho or Montana, our Black Rifle Real Estate team is here to help. Go to BlackRifleRealEstate.com. That's BlackRifleRealEstate.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
It's Free Talk Live. Moments remain. Enough time if you want to join us here. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. You can, of course, join us on our website over at freetalklive.com. We've got a bunch of different ways that you can interact, including our Discord server over at discord.lrn.fm. But there's also a forum there where you can interact with other Free Talk Live listeners, and all of these features are free. The forum is over at forum.freetalklive.com. That's forum.freetalklive.com. www.freetalklive.com. Adam Kokesh here in the studio. You might be kind of in the area for the next couple days, so hopefully we may be able to talk to you again. We'll see about what your plans are going to be. But
special episode tomorrow, perhaps.
TheFreedomLine.com is where folks can go to learn more about you. You're still doing your YouTube channel, which is Adam Kokesh?
Yeah, and we almost got into this earlier. Some people have told me I'm the most shadow banned channel on YouTube.
Shadow ban meaning that YouTube blocks you from like their algorithm that recommends related videos? That kind of thing?
Right now I have 250,000 subscribers and
That's
about
awesome.
75 million views. And when I had 50,000 subscribers, my base count for views per video was about 5,000.
Mhm.
Like I had an intern once post 5 minutes of black silence, and it still got 5,000 views. Now I have 250,000 subscribers, and my baseline is about 1,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your own subscribers aren't finding out about your new videos.
Yeah. And I don't know what to do about it. I'm having fun. I enjoy generally putting out a video a day, Monday through Friday, and I post it to YouTube and Facebook because it's the easiest, and I don't have to think about it. And if I had more of a team, if people want to support me through Patreon, that money goes to everything I earn goes back into my activism, one way or another.
You're a full-time activist.
Yeah, and I enjoy being a broke activist and living in a tire cave in the middle of the mountains in Arizona. And sleeping in the dirt when I have to, and I don't mind, and traveling with Chris, sleeping on air mattresses, it's just part of the life, and we've raised a lot of money for this campaign, but it all goes into the campaign.
If I may make a suggestion, one of the things that I did a year ago with the Free Keen YouTube channel, which is much smaller than yours, I think like 18,000 subscribers, but there have been times where YouTube has taken down a video due to complaints.
I have about 3,000 videos up total. Or had, and I've had over 1,000 flags for content and for community guideline violations. I've had half a dozen videos taken down. I've had one taken down and put back up, the one I called the restraint of Muslims, because it had that Jordanian pilot getting burned in it.
Oh wow!
And the point was that as much as the West has screwed up the Middle East, Muslims have shown a lot of restraint by comparison, and to portray them as violent is absurd.
For the most part, they're a religion of peace. But there are some extremists.
But the statistics bear that out.
Yeah.
And I don't care about the religion as much as the people, and so is the restraint of Muslims. Anyway, but what
I was going to suggest is
I've been through all of that.
Library, LBRY.
Oh yeah.
They now
we're
have
using DTube is to have a blockchain backup.
So you do have something on the blockchain. Okay,
good. We went through when DTube came out. We went through all my old videos that were still.
Well, here's the cool thing that Library's done is they've made a YouTube ingesting tool, and so all you have to do is go over and there's it's lbry.com.
Yeah.
You go there. I don't know where the link is, but it's there somewhere.
I'm embarrassed to say this. I signed up when it first came out, and I have a chunk of tokens.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know how to access them.
I wouldn't worry too much about it. But what you do is you put your URL for your YouTube.
Down for using the system. Let's do it.
So you put your URL for YouTube into their page, and then they just put a library channel up basically for it. And then anytime you upload to YouTube, it automatically gets ingested by Library.
Yes.
And so if YouTube takes your video down, it's still there. And you didn't have to go and upload a third time to another service. They just do it automatically, which is pretty cool.
This raises so many existential issues for me. I don't know if you want to go really deep in the last few minutes of the show here, but at some point I want to throw up my hands and say, you know what, I'm just going to enjoy making content for the audience that wants to find me, and I'm not going to fight the system in that sense. I'm not going to bang my head against the wall because I've done it too many times. I've wasted too much energy and effort and love I could be putting elsewhere dealing with the black hole that is YouTube, not customer service, and Facebook censorship and Twitter. I've had people tell me I'm shadow banned on Twitter. I don't know about that, but Facebook, I've been censored in all the ways that typically people get censored on Facebook. And I'm so hopeful for blockchain technology, and I'm so hopeful for people waking up, and that we as a movement, and I'd be tempted to say I as a candidate or as an activist but no, we as a movement, who we can reach already with technology the way it is so profoundly better and different that it's like I almost don't want to fight that. I just want to keep dancing and loving and putting out a good message. And I don't.
Well, it's not fighting it to put it on Library.
But when I hear about when I hear
Because you can't fight
trying
these
to get
people.
a fair shake. But no, even library is not the now. Library is an answer to a very specific immediate problem.
Correct.
And if it works for you,
Deplatforming.
but it's not the ultimate answer.
No, it's just a solution
It's
to
like
one
a
problem.
stopgap for one place we're bleeding out in the conversation of good information right now.
What do you think about these? I mean, there's a union, a German union called IG Metall that's suing YouTube because they're saying content creators are basically employees, and YouTube gives no. Well, you got to go research.
This sounds like the crap.
See, it sounds like German socialist law
about
stuff.
The important part is YouTube takes down videos and then doesn't tell the people why they took down the video.
Oh, they say it was because of a violation of their content policies.
Yes, but that's not an answer.
I had the video of me talking a bully out of a fight at a bar.
That got taken
taken
down?
off,
Wow.
not demonetized, taken off. I was like,
and but you have no idea why.
Why? Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and leaving people in the dark is
It sucks, but it's not their
annoying.
obligation.
What do you mean?
It's
a
their
dick
service.
move.
Well,
but
when
it's
you say
not
it's their
a
service,
legal violation under
No,
U.S. law.
banks
and
do it
they
all the
make
time.
you sign a long contract.
Sure.
Yeah.
Check a box that you after a bunch of text that nobody reads.
Whenever I
And
get
say,
a bank
"We can do whatever
close
we
an
want."
account, it's always the same, basically a carbon copy of the same letter that says, well, in our terms of service, it says that we can break up with you anytime and we don't have to tell you why. So that's what we're doing. Have a nice day. We'll give you a check.
Yeah,
And that's
you go,
all they
is
have
this
to
because
do.
I'm a libertarian?
Or is it because I sell Bitcoin? Or is it because
Right.
I send wire transfers to a Bitcoin exchange?
Yeah.
They never answer the questions that I have about these sorts of things. I know there have been a few exceptions, like local banks that have been pretty cool
Sure.
about it.
Bad
but these big
customer
banks don't
service
do it.
isn't an excuse for bad customer service.
But it's not illegal what they're talking about. Maybe in Germany it is, but all they got to do is move their offices out of Germany.
So the other big existential issue with this for me is seeing how this has been reframed as the conservatives are being censored by the liberal media, and it's like
you're not a conservative,
and the libertarians don't exist.
To
We've been censored
mainstream
out
media,
of
we
existence
don't.
by comparison.
To mainstream media, we don't exist.
Yeah, it's scary.
Unless you live in New
They're
Hampshire, in
good.
which case they actually pay attention to us.
There was a golden age of free speech on the internet.
You think it's over?
No. Well, maybe that period was,
Mm-hmm.
but there's going to be another one coming if it is. I would say it comes and goes.
Well, there's the dark
I'd
net.
say we're in a lull. We're in a lull right now where the conversation on the internet has been really squelched down by YouTube and Facebook primarily in a way that keeps the message that gets out establishment friendly.
For sure.
Yeah,
well, they are
that's
the
exactly
establishment. I mean, Facebook.
But it
and
wasn't always the
YouTube.
case. There was a period.
You're talking about the number one and number two websites on the internet, right?
Right.
Like Google and Facebook. That's the establishment.
Right. Yeah. Well,
So the
I mean,
only
the
way
rest
you
of
can
the
get around it-
establishment. The internet is no longer its own establishment. It's part of the bigger establishment. It's part of the statist, banking, corporatist.
There will always be
oligarchy.
solutions, though, and there will always be these technological wizards who come up and propose these things. Like Mastodon is a good one. That's a decentralized alternative to Twitter that they can't talk. They can't stop you if you want to run your own server. No one can stop you from doing that. And of course, there's the dark net. These are places where there's still some freedoms that can't be controlled. And obviously, it's not perfect. That's why
I
there's
have
people
no
in prison.
problem with the Prager's University people and the IG
Prager's
Metal people.
University?
Prager University.
Oh, that talk show host guy.
I don't know how it's related to Dennis Prager, but Prager University is this YouTube
They're
channel
suing-
that is now suing YouTube
Over what?
That YouTube is a forum, claims to be a forum where they're not responsible for content that's uploaded, but they're like a publisher would be. So they therefore have to remain unbiased according to U.S. law or whatever, and that's fine. I don't care. I say these people write the laws. They benefit from the laws, and by God, use the laws against them. I don't care. I'm not going to sit as like a libertarian back here and say, "Well, it's their platform; they get to do what they want." Screw those people.
say that.
They're
That's their platform.
because they're an extension of the government.
They are the state,
At
man.
what point does that?
I'm sorry. This is a
line you
big
cross at some point.
conversation, and we don't have time to get into it. But there's
But
people on the
tomorrow-
right. We could do it tomorrow. The people on the right wing have been demanding this stuff, like these Prager people and Chris Cantwell. They want the government to come in and regulate Facebook. They want the government to regulate YouTube. You better watch out, because if you want the government to come in and start checking people's code and auditing their algorithms, then everybody's going to have to open up their code to the government. You're going to have a new government code.
Can I just focus
authority.
on dissolving the federal government for a while?
I wish we could, but we are out of time for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. You can join us online in the meantime over at freetalklive.com. Build the alternatives. Don't try to control these people because it's just going to come back and bite you.
Here, here.
See you tomorrow.
Anarchadelphia is a conference dedicated to the principles of liberty, individual sovereignty, and freedom from coercion, located in Philadelphia, the cradle of liberty. Anarchadelphia seeks to shed light on issues such as geopolitics, blockchain economics, spiritual health and wellness, as well as exposing the Earth's sacred hidden knowledge, featuring Mark Passio, Max Egan, Derek Brose, Jeff Berwick, and many more this September 13th through 15th. For info and tickets, visit anarchadelphia.com.
I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet, at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet. Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
Questioning Authority is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,521, silver at $18.37, and Bitcoin is trading around $9,625. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, an FBI crime lab is examining 2 cameras from the area outside Jeffrey Epstein's cell, which reportedly malfunctioned the night he died, according to Reuters, citing a law enforcement source. The Mind Unleashed reports the 2 cameras would have had a view into the Manhattan jail cell, where, on August 10th, Epstein was found hanging by his bedsheet in what has been ruled a suicide. During a Tuesday court hearing, Epstein's lawyers told U.S. District Judge Richard Berman that they doubted Epstein committed suicide, and that the pedophile's injuries were far more consistent with assault than hanging, according to one of the attorneys. The 66-year-old financier was arrested July 6th on charges of sex trafficking minors and pleaded not guilty. He was denied a request for pretrial release, after which he was found with injuries he says were inflicted by his cellmate, according to his attorneys. During Tuesday's hearing, 16 women testified that Epstein had sexually abused them. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Solar panels that catch fire are not desirable or eco-friendly. Activist Post says it's bizarrely coincidental that the combustible panels are being made by Elon Musk's company, which also sells flamethrowers. According to the Philadelphia Inquirer, Walmart is suing Tesla because of solar panels that caught fire at 7 of its stores. The lawsuit alleges that poorly trained installers who Tesla hired for Walmart were at fault, not the actual units. In 2018, Tesla's solar panels also caught fire at an Amazon warehouse. Amazon has no plans to install any more of them. More bad news on solar panels was reported in a July segment of Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson. Many solar panels are turning out to be an expensive disappointment and even toxic. Elon Musk's company has also been launching satellites into space to beam 5G millimeter waves at Earth. An online petition calling for the return of an incoming Harvard freshman who was denied entry into the United States has garnered thousands of signatures. Harvard College Act on a Dream, a student-run organization, launched the online petition Wednesday, demanding the safe entry of Ismail B. Ajawi. As of Friday morning, the petition has more than 5,000 signatures. Ajawi told the Harvard Crimson that he flew into Logan International Airport on August 23rd, only to spend hours in questioning. He said an officer searched his electronics and noted that he has friends on social media who have posted critical statements against the United States. His student visa was canceled, and he was deported. Harvard University spokesman Jason Newton confirmed that university officials were working with the student's family and authorities to resolve the issue. The petition calls upon Congress to act in support of Ajawi and for Harvard to continue working to secure his reentry. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective.